Okay. Just getting durable goods orders here for the month of April. Downside, pretty big way. Less than expected, though. Negative 6.3% versus negative 6.8% expected on that print. Again, that's April. Durable goods orders coming through there. Durable goods orders, if you take out transportation for April, positive print there, 0.2% to the upside. Negative 0.2 was expected. Non-defense, negative 1.3 versus basically a flat print expected there. Coming up at 9 o'clock this morning, house price index, we'll get that. And then at 10 a.m., probably the biggest one as far as what could potentially move the market here, the Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index coming up at 10 o'clock for May. Meanwhile, stocks to the upside right across the board in a pretty big way here so far this morning as President Trump comes out and says he's going to kick the can down the road once again for EU tariffs. The EU responds, they probably had a conversation beforehand, let's be honest, saying that they're willing to talk and get this done as quickly as possible. So positive start to the week, positive start to sentiment here specifically. Heading into what's going to be a pretty big week here. Remember, we get Nvidia coming up on Wednesday after the close. Everyone, hold your breath because it could be a big one here this week.
Going to be an awesome earnings party on the market recap show. Definitely. Sean and I, and Nvidia's in the news again today, Brendo. They're making yet another China-specific chip to meet the new regulations. Obviously, Donald Trump banning the H20, which was a specific chip made for China. So that's been put on the back burner. You guys know that they took a $5.5 billion charge because they couldn't sell those. So we'll keep an eye on that. Tesla as well, up 2.5% here, Brendo, but 47% decline year over year for their European sales, so not a good look. We'll have to see how they do. PDD and these Chinese stocks in focus. PDD is almost down 20% here to start the morning, and XBEV and NEO, not a good look as BYD continues to cut prices there.
Just absolutely crushing it is BYD over in China. And also, I mean, we're talking on Friday, they were going to open a whole bunch of stores in Europe going into 2026 as well. So just as Elon says, don't worry, I'm sleeping on the couch again, and back to
there goes BYD.
Back to the office full time for Tesla. We'll see what that results with, guys. Huge week. Neil off, much deserved vacation this week. Obi is in the hot seat with Sean. Good morning, guys.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, not too bad. Yeah, we're back here from a nice Memorial Day weekend. Of course, here in Canada, it's kind of just Monday.
Yep.
But now it's Tuesday.
Now
we're
it
happy
is
with
Tuesday.
that.
It is definitely Tuesday.
Were you up to anything fun this weekend?
Nothing crazy. Just
speak about fun. Here we go.
What's going on? Randy?
What is this, anyways?
Thank you.
What is this doing here, Randy?
In there.
A bunch of poppies and some change and everything. What's going on over here? Why was Ty logged into my computer? This guy hasn't been here in 10 years.
Yeah, I had some weird login on this PC as well. I was like, this is not Neil's login.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, no, we're really excited today. We had 47 to 49% down turn in sales of Tesla, so we're going to be interested in that. I was going to mention that to Randy, then he's out of here. So, hey, Randy, what do you think about those Tesla numbers? Okay. But no, it was good. We went to see Lilo and Stitch.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. How
was that?
That was all right. I mean,
good.
Yeah, nah.
Was it similar to the animated version, or did they leave things out?
I didn't see the animated version.
Okay. I saw the animated version a long time ago.
I had no idea. Marissa was like, "Oh yeah, that was similar to the first one." I was like, "Oh, was it?" But no, the only problem with this movie was the fact that most of the funny things I noticed were kind of like in the preview.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, you know how
they kind of messed it up.
Right,
like
so it's like all like the cute lines that Stitch had were kind of in the, like the guy goes, "Oh, is this a dog that you have?" And then Stitch like barks, So it was like a funny thing that the audience liked, but we already seen that thing, But it was packed. Theater was packed. It just opened up.
Yeah, it came out on Saturday or something.
Yeah, right? Man, we went to the Saturday. Well, probably came out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but went to the Saturday at 7 o'clock, packed.
Nice.
Yeah, so maybe it's
a lot of people were like
some AMC.
looking forward to that movie.
And then it was Mission Impossible, would have been the one that I would have liked to see. So if anybody out there,
there's a new Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Day of Reckoning or something like that.
All right. I like those movies. Those are fun.
So that's what I was saying. Yeah, and plus the guy's doing all his, the actor there, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. We're on the same page. Okay. Yeah, so he was doing all his own stunts, as you know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty wild. But yeah, that was that, man. A lot of baseball, a lot
It reminds
of...
me of that Jackie Chan movie's coming out, the new Karate Kid. Like,
Yeah,
he also does all his
Is that
own
out
stuff.
already? That might be out. Maybe that was a Memorial Day movie as well.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of renovations going on at my place.
Oh,
I was just dealing
that's
with that.
fun. What's being renovated? The basement?
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Parts of the basement. And stuff.
Oh boy, yeah. Today's gonna be
a lot of moving around. A lot of
good. But you're not. Are you doing any work or no?
yeah.
You're just,
I'm doing some work as
you
well.
just
Like I'm just moving
supervising?
some stuff around for so the people can get in there and get their work done.
right. The people.
Yeah. The contractors.
Good. Yeah. No. When's the last time you went to a movie?
I think just last week.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you see?
I honestly
Blanked.
I blanked out.
Yeah. I get that. I get that a lot. It's like if you ask me what would you do yesterday, I was like, you know what? Can't remember. It's like me and Neil talking about this. Like, what did you have for dinner last night? Oh, I have no idea. But do we remember exactly what day Nvidia reports?
Yeah.
You know, it's like little.
I know it's sometimes this week.
Little things like that. All right, so I just wanted to say, like, this Tesla should be an exciting. This is Amazon right now, still over $200. I like that trade. No, but Tesla up here. I came in thinking that we were really going to nail this 250 level again because we've been doing it over and over again. Looks like it may want to break here eventually and then continue. The highest move it's been was 354. And then I come in and I read these numbers that, by the way, grab our watch list. The watch list, I was even telling Brendan, the watch list was fantastic this morning. So, but yeah. Tesla sales plunged 49% year over year in April for Europe, right? Some not some good. Obviously, we talked about it on the watch list there, the reputational fallout and things like that. But then you come in up 2.5% today, and maybe that break of 250 is looming, right? When we see tweets of Elon spending time now, apparently, you know, what did he say? He said in the closets, in the boardrooms, all this
in
kind
the
of
conference
stuff.
room. He's
in
back
the
to
conference rooms.
sleeping at the office.
Yeah, so he's just like, no, I shouldn't have said closet. He's not coming out of the closet or anything like that, but he's sleeping in them. And yeah, so really fun stuff. Oh, tonight is the final episode of Handmaid's Tale.
Oh.
Yeah, so my wife is
idea.
sort of sad. But about that. I'm sure you'll be interested in that one. Yeah, so that's
I watched.
Righteous Gemstones.
I binge watched Devil May Cry.
I never saw that.
over the weekend on Netflix.
And?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In between the renovations, you did that?
Yeah. But
Okay, what is that? That's
so it was based off of like a game.
okay, right.
But it was like an animated series, so I was like, I just had a quick binge watch. Very gory. Very gory. Definitely.
So out of a scale of 1 to 5.
I'd say it's 7.5.
1 to 5, 7.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 7 out of 5.
We'll chop that like a 3.7.
For those of you who know, it was about a 7 out of 5.
7 out of 5.
Standard way to measure things.
Okay, good. I don't know. That one will wait over my head, but we'll divide it by 2 and give it a 3.7 out of 5. So we'll round up 3.8. Last of Us. Is that a good one for you?
I have played.
That's a video game.
I'd say I played about 50% of the game, and that's why I have not seen the show.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to watch the show until you finish the game.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. I guess they're really connected. Hey, what's up, Glass Guy? Glass Guy wants to know here we go. Hey, be part of our chat. Hey, Glass Guy, I'll do one more for you. Am I blacklisted? Type L if you read this. Well, now all 10,000 people are reading this right now live. So I think you're good, Glass Guy. There it is. And welcome to Bears vs. Bulls. I hope you had a fantastic Memorial Day. I hope everybody watching in our U.S., and no matter where you are worldwide, you had a fantastic Memorial Day and a fantastic day off. But right now, we got to get back and ready to kick this market because it's going to be another banger here today. The Nasdaq's already up 1.5%. We've now delayed these European. So he comes on, Thursday, Friday, and goes 50%. And then on Saturday or Sunday tweets, nah, we'll hold off on that until June 9th or whatever it is. So we're going to wait for that whole 90-day sort of expiry to happen. And then there's either going to, July 9th. There's either going to be crazy action on those days because that's the 90-day.
Yeah.
That's when it's over. So we're going to be watching that. And then monster week for earnings, man. Salesforce, Dell, Nvidia, our boy that's,
I mean, I feel like
I don't even want to look at the credit card, Costco.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Obi.
Yeah, no, the whole market's just waiting for that Nvidia earnings, right? I feel like we've taken a decent bounce on a higher time frame. If you're looking at all the charts, I think a lot of people were talking about, oh, that's a really good 200 moving average bounce on the markets as well. So yeah, let's see with maybe some trade tensions potentially lifting and with deals potentially on the horizon, maybe we're going to be seeing more of that strength coming in. But yeah, that 350 on Tesla, that's what I'm watching today, just keeping it simple. Pre-market, a lot of things are gapping up, so I'm going to be looking at pre-market levels to see if there's continuation. If that bid that did come in the overnight session, do we continue that going into this week? Again, with a lot of those things looming overhead. I have no idea. The futures are up, but taking a little bit of a pullback here after a strong bid that I guess it started in and around, when is this? About somewhere around last night, 11 p.m. midnight-ish last night, potentially starting off with a little bit of a bid coming into the new week. But yeah, other than that, I'm not really watching anything else. I'm just fixing up the mic right now. But yeah, no. Yeah, let us know what you guys are watching. Tesla's probably my number one watch, and PDD potentially to the downside right now as well.
Right,
So
we're both on Tesla, and PDD down 17+% right now. So we'll talk about all that. All right, let's go back over the desk, see what these boys are up to.
Quantum upside, big time. 8.3% here for RGTI. Just had a day high alert there for Rigetti. All of these, though, back to the upside after a pretty big week last week. There's nothing significant on Rigetti individually today, but if you zoom out here, this ramp back to the upside. We're above 15 here now for Rigetti.
And it's a good look, Brendo, because some of them had actual stories last week with associations that they're making with other companies. They're getting some money. I think QUBT or QBTS was in focus as well. We'll keep an eye on the group. We've been trading them on the midday show, so make sure to tune in with us because they move like small cap gappers. So Rigetti up almost 10% here to start the morning, Brendo. Nice breakout through that $14 area.
Yeah, just looking around for some relative strength. We're supposed to have Mitch joining us here in a few minutes from Trade the Pool if he survived Memorial Day, maybe? We'll see if he shows up, but if not, that's all good too. But he was talking about these last week too, guys, these quantum names to the upside today.
yeah,
All right.
quantum.
No rest for the wicked over here. Trying to take a cup of coffee over here. Yeah, look, the big one that we had traded last week was QBTS a couple times. But yeah, I mean, wow, $20. I you know, it's kind of just like quantum is a thing of the future, not really currently, but they've been really, really so super hot, and it looks like they want to do it again. I mean, if you don't really look at this as a quantum name and just as a normal stock, you can see it's really well supported down here, like in and around the $17 mark. If we can get, I don't think we're going to get a dip buy into that area, but if we can blast through $20, I mean, I think this is a definite no-brainer here for QBTS just to get that long. I mean, look at how much is extended. I mean, you got a week and a half here. It's been a double up. It's been more than that. It's been a triple up if you go back 2 weeks. Like this is $7-8 back in the beginning of May, right? And then we broke, and then this is what happened when we broke the last kind of level. And right now you're bouncing off of 20. I could see a fade on this name at $20. I always think, but I think it's punch long. But I mean, if you punch long, you got to have an out. So I look at 1950, something like that. We'll discuss where the 200 period or even VWAP is at that time, because VWAP makes sense now. It's been hanging out there for a while. How about Google? I think, we've always said this, and this is why I've always held some Google. Not some. I mean, it was a big part, and now it's not as big. But we had Steve Tileman on from Trade the Pool, so shout out to Mitch if he comes through and Trade the Pool. But yeah, he likes the short here through, not the short, but just watch it at this 200 period moving average, right? So Google's made this huge move up here. And again, a lot of this probably is quantum related. We know these are the biggest guys around, so you have to watch out for that kind of a play. But I'm worried about their whole search business and then the way of the cloud as well, because Azure was really the hot cloud product, not Google. But yeah, in these names, you're talking about Rigetti, you're talking about QBTS, IonQ would be another one ripping upside as well. But here's the little bit of a fade. Is there a key level here for Rigetti? I mean, the last time we were up here, we did get as high as 20 before fading back in as well. So these days have been here before, Obi, and I just think that, you got to be careful with it. We've already gone one time from $6 up to $16 back to $6 again, back to 16 where we are right now. So I would just worry about this. A lot of these companies don't have any profit, don't have any money, don't have any earnings, nothing like that. But again, well capitalized and funded. There's always money to be found in the debt market and things like that, especially for quantum computing. So right now, Rigetti looks pretty juicy to me though, but I think we're getting up to some nice levels. That little gap there from 16.70 down to $15, that gap, we always say all gaps need to be filled. We'll see if that's the case. But I would short $17, something like that, if we can get in there for Rigetti today. It does look maddening to say a short on this name because we go from $1 all the way to 20 and back down. So we got to be careful about this name. Most of them will have between 15 to 20% short floats. So I would say we definitely want to look long, especially on pullbacks, and we're getting one right now. But to me, that's a 17. I like QBTS a little bit better just because it's at 20 even. So I don't know if you've done any work on any of these names, but for me, QBTS was a great trade last week. We'll see if we can do it again.
No, Sean, I think I definitely have eyes on the quantum sector. We know that they've been moving around pretty aggressively over the past couple of weeks. And when it comes to the quantum sector, if you remember a few months ago, it seems like a few months ago, might have been a year and a half ago or whatever. But when quantum has been moving around in the past, we know that IONQ is one to watch out for as well. I know last time they were running, we were like, oh, IONQ might be the sector leader. I got that one on watch as well. We can see that strength coming in on Thursday, a little bit of a chop and churn on Friday with that consolidation. But yeah, I'm looking at that top 48.83 is that prior top from prior week. Thursday, that's where that strength came in. That's where we kind of got that aggressive push after the earnings kind of crawl up there after the May 8th. So yeah, I got that 48.83 on watch to see if quantum stays strong today. Can we break out through some of those prior session highs there? I'm going to be watching some VWAP as well, just to see if we're on the right side of the buyers there as well. Looking for dips to get bought up in the quantum sector to see if there is some strong continuation. Multi-day runners across the board in this sector.
I'll go back to the desk.
All right, before we get to Mitch, good news. Mitch did survive Memorial Day weekend. Wanted to mention this. Love is coming through here this morning to the downside. Here is what is to come in airlines the next time you may book a flight. This is, I mean, they talk about Ryanair in this article specifically. I saw this on the weekend. I almost spit out my coffee. These are standing room only, quote unquote, seats.
All right,
I don't know how to feel, even feel about this. It's getting to that point where, as you just said, it's a bust.
Hold on. Okay, so just honest opinion, Brendo. Do these sell out before economy? What's your honest opinion?
I don't know, man. Like it depends on the
price,
flight.
right?
Like if it's like a quick 2 hour.
Makes sense in Europe though. It's
true,
like half an
true,
hour,
yeah.
45
Everything's
minute
so
flights,
close.
right?
Everything's
Well,
so
there you
close.
go.
But I mean, 3, 4, 5 hour.
No
chance.
Goodness gracious.
No chance. But
Barely
anyways,
stand half an hour on the subway.
yeah. Love apparently kicking the tires on that idea. It is up this morning ever so slightly, but this is a daily chart, so we're up at 31.40 here, 1.5% with the overall market. But yeah, I saw that on the weekend and almost, as I said, spit out my coffee in the morning. It was crazy. Standing room only. Mitch, you standing on a plane?
No, not a
no
chance, man.
Right?
Not a chance, guys. I can't even believe that's real.
It's
but
crazy.
Love is trying to do everything impossible to change things up. I don't think they're going to be able to change things up. And one of the things that they forgot, the reason they got their name was for actual customer love, customer service, right? They need to go back to that. Yeah. The one thing that's missing in the airlines right now is some actual true like human love, some morale given to the travelers.
Agreed.
Right? There's so many people that get cancellation and things like that. Give those types of adjustments, right? Give some features for that, right? If you get a canceled flight, we'll get you the next one, right? instead of, oh no, just go figure it out on your own. That's the way that you get treated a lot of the time now as a traveler.
And good luck with that along the way as well. Happy Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed your long weekend, by the way.
Definitely, but ready to get trading.
Yeah, lots to talk about here this morning. Let's start with Tesla, maybe just real quick. These European numbers come through downside here this morning, ever so slightly before we get this bounce. I mean, early on, we get this bounce to start things off this morning. Give me your thoughts here. Tesla back on watch because we're in this consolidation. Kind of looks like it's going to break out here this morning, maybe. But Elon's going to be sleeping in closets, apparently, for the foreseeable future.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he does it, right? That guy doesn't like sleep. It seems like it. He's up all the time playing late night gaming, and I think that now we look to his adjustments of wording, right? He's changing up. No longer Doge focused, no longer government focused. I'm company focused now, guys. So I think that's what we continue to watch. But one thing that I would say is that Tesla's chart trades more on a monthly pattern than a daily pattern. Look at the monthly chart. You'll see a nice throwback look on a big breakout. And I think that this is just the beginning of a breakout in Tesla. This is the separation time where we're going to separate and not call Tesla the auto manufacturer anymore, but what? The robotics and autonomous focus. That's the number one thing that can help Tesla get back to all-time highs. So that's what I'll be watching for here. And we're in a euphoria market right now where the markets could just continue rallying, at least for the Qs to get an all-time high and the SPY also to reach all-time high. So right now, Tesla, yeah, 350 here. What I'd be looking for is some type of dip, some type of fake out at the open towards that 345 and then starting to recover. A strategy that I've been looking at often right now is a big break of support and a 2-minute chart recovery of that VWAP, and then you get that all-day run above VWAP where it never breaks VWAP again.
Staying with this autonomous, couple weeks away, by the way, for the launch over in Austin for Tesla on the autonomous side of things. Staying with that, you had Lyft on your list here this morning.
Yeah.
Nice gap here for Lyft.
Continue to watch it, man. It's a flagging pattern right there at 16. Uber's at all-time highs. Lyft just changed their fundamentals, and you're seeing more and more inside buying in this. I think that this is exactly what you're looking for when you're looking for a big move to start. The biggest moves start with what? An adjustment to the fundamentals. How can this happen? With a lot of new technology coming on board. Different partnerships are developing for Lyft. I'd continue to watch this. Of course, Uber is the leader, but there's no reason to watch, not to watch the laggard style trade here that's going on in Lyft.
Let's talk CVNA while we're here. Another one showing all kinds of strength.
Well, I was at Toyota dealership just last week, and the cars themselves tell me more and more that, hey, yeah, used cars might be the way moving forward for the middle class, at least for some period of time as we adjust, right? Because we all have gone towards getting a vehicle now, and where you used to be able to get, 3%, now you're looking at the best opportunity at 5%, right? So the prices are just way too high for the middle class, guys. They can't be paying $1,000, $700 prices for the cars. So what they will do is they'll adjust. They'll go to used cars. I'd rather get a car that's 2 or 3 years old, that's back in the $20,000 to $30,000 range, than buying the $40,000 to $60,000 range vehicles that you're seeing now. And let's not talk about trucks. Trucks are above that $60 price tag. I was watching a Tundra that I like. I'm like, oh, this looks nice. Then I saw the price tag, $83,000. It's just going to be too much. Let's be honest, guys. This is like another mortgage, and we already got housing skyrocketing about 30%. Right, since 2020. So doesn't look good, guys. And I think that this is going to be tough. So Carvana can just continue lifting, right? Another thing that's helped them, their assets are continuing to lift in price appreciation. So as assets grow and, of course, more demand for used cars, I'd be looking at Carvana and then auto parts overall. We have AutoZone report this morning, right? So auto parts have been a really good place to look for continued lift, and the automakers are not where it's at. But that doesn't mean that we can't jump on that Carvana trade and jump on the auto parts trade. AutoZone is one, and just right now we got AAP last week. Big fundamental change in the earnings. This could be the start of a bigger move.
Let's keep going with the power theme here. We got some positive momentum and positive news going into the weekend way back. Feels like a long time ago, but into the weekend last week on the nuclear side of things. So all these small nuclear reactors, big moves.
Yeah, I think I've been talking about this small nuclear trade right here on Trader TV since September, guys. So that's just to mention how long we've been looking for this to really kick off. Now Trump has put the gas pedal on. This is what we were looking for in the start. Take a look at the energy sector. I mean, it's led by GEV, but you can see other players like CEG there. You got VST, you got NRG, which is one that not many people look at, but all of them are outperforming, and I continue to watch those trades because that doesn't have to only do with small nuclear reactors. Like GEV is also making moves. Why? Because they have these gas turbines, which are particularly in use for data centers right now. So I think we continue to especially long-term look at energy sector, but then of course short-term speculation at the fast movers like SMR and NNE that I've mentioned plenty of times here. And SMR really has taken off. I think NNE is playing a little bit of catch up. So I'd be looking at NNE for potential up moves and SMR potentially pulling back, looking for short-term moving averages to come in play on the dip.
All right, with this positive sentiment going into the morning here, as always, let's wrap things up with what are you looking at as we head towards the open here? Give me a couple of ideas.
Yeah, right at the open today, I think we watched the miners because they have been kind of hanging out there and they did a little bit of a pullback last week and they just haven't been looking as sexy as some of the other players out there, especially as we've seen Coin get the lift, we've seen Hood get the lift. Seems like these miners can't really take off, so I'll be watching like Clean Spark on a nice little pullback around that 9 support. It's right now just traded yesterday towards like 936, so look to see if we actually get this rally. Mara is on a further decline. It could have really stopped out all the bulls from last week. So now look to see if it gets picked up. I'll be watching for that trade. And one last one in AI healthcare, Grail. Huge setup right now. This one focuses on early cancer detection. And then, of course, I've been talking about Tempest AI. I'd say you continue to watch those two names as the best two in healthcare for AI.
Mitch Hoke, always great input and insight to start things off on a Tuesday. Best of luck this morning. Good to see you.
Yeah, check out this new swing alerts. Swing alerts out there, guys. We need new accounts there, new evals for swing trading on Trade the Pool. You can't miss them, guys. You can't miss them. And I will say right now, as a place that you're looking to go ahead and trade often, right? Well, we have this new flexible swing account that is unlimited time. So you can just wait for the opportunities to present themselves. We'll see you next time.
Great stuff. Thanks, Mitch.
Shout out to Mitch. I mean, we talked about the SMRs, the new scales, all these kind of things, quantum names blasting off as well. Yeah, and then the nuclear names there as well as the quantum names. I like what he's talking about with Carvana. I mean, that is so true right now. And I didn't even think about the fact that Carvana has. I mean, obviously it's a part of their business model there, but the assets that they have currently, if used car prices are starting to go up, then all the cars that they've acquired are also starting to mature in price as well. So as that market continues to be a little expensive, and then plus we also have to worry about the tariffs. Like how are those going to exactly affect some of these? We saw Volkswagen get crushed on Thursday, Friday last week with that EU announcement. Right now, obviously they're back on the back burner right now for that tariff, but. Yeah, great little look there. Thanks, Mitch, for coming through again. Make sure you do check out Trade the Pool. Yeah, I mean, I love that play on Tesla. How many times have we talked about it breaking through 350 or any kind of level and then fading out a little bit? It's like that whole break and take type of thing where I think the market breaks levels, waits to see if anybody joins the party. Yep. Sometimes they'll come back a couple bucks, even 1% or something like that, then continue to go afterwards. So it shakes out kind of the weak hands. So we'll see if that can happen today on Tesla. We're going to be trying to do that. Maybe make a little less trades, but better trades. And I think that's always the key thing here. So that's what we're trying to do. Better trades, not more trades. And I think that's very key because I even wrote down on here today SOXL. Instead of an Nvidia or an AMD, maybe look at the whole space with tomorrow. A huge earnings, right? I mean, Nvidia's coming tomorrow night. So whether or not you want to trade that name or trade the space as individually, I think there's going to be lots of money to be made here today, especially even in the futures, which we're now underneath VWAP, by the way, and starting to come back in heading into the open. So.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the nail there with the market waiting for that confirmation, right? It's like and to go back to the Nvidia point, the market I think is currently waiting for Nvidia earnings as well. So it's like, all right, today coming into today, we know that tomorrow is the earnings report after hours. So today and tomorrow, I'm definitely going to be being a little slightly risk off, just being patient, waiting for certain moves to come in because we know that A+ opportunities could be potentially maybe on the horizon. later on in the week, right? So it's like starting off, let's try to start off the week strong, make some good decisions, some solid, let's try to make some solid stock selections as well. We got some strong names on watch, got some earnings names, PDD, Tesla as well. I got NNE as well. We got X with the whole, with steel.
Oh, yeah, right, that
steel
US
on watch
steel,
as
yeah.
well. We saw what happened in going into the end of the day as well on X, so might have that one on watch. AMD as well, if we're looking at chips. I think AMD, I like AMD a little bit better technically versus some of the other ones. But then again, if NVIDIA is running, I'm going to be participating in NVIDIA, or like Sean said, an ETF that might better, encapsulate the whole sector if I'm trying to take a sector move as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens going into today. But yeah, I'm going to try to take it easy as possible, coming into a pretty packed week of earnings and political things on the horizon, I guess. Shake and bakes potentially as well, right? So again, got to stay safe in this market.
Yeah, it should be a good week. We have Obi here all week with us, as Neil will be chilling out in lovely Budapest. Apparently, it's really gorgeous there. Europe just hits different at this time of year for sure. Gorgeous weather.
We've been having some great weather.
Yesterday was good. Yesterday was okay. I mean, we've had some back and forth days, but I feel like today's 22 degrees.
I think the weather VIX is definitely above 20.
Yeah, the weather VIX is above 20 right now. I don't know if it's right here. The weather actually, it's getting nice and warm in here now. I feel like we
a little
we
earlier
came in
today,
here, couldn't feel our hands, but we're all good. Okay, so we are ready to go. All right, it's 9 o'clock. Our watch list today is awesome. Go check it out. Lots of ideas on there. We'll probably start with Tesla. I'm not sure what we'll start with, but let's go back over the desk and see if Sharif has anything to talk about as far as the futures are concerned.
Go for it.
Yeah, all right, guys, 58.18. That's where we closed out on the ES June contract on the previous day with the overnight low, just 5 points below that 58.13. So the deal is we're going to continue to use this 58.50 area because we're above it almost by 50 points right now. 58.92 is what we're printing. We're going to use 58.50 as our support level if we sell off until we clear 5,900 decisively. We're going to use it as resistance.
If you haven't done so yet, make sure you jump down to the description of this video. Top link in the description will get you to the sign up page for the watch list. As always, absolutely free to you every single morning from us, as everything you need to know on it in the pre-market that's moving around up, down, and why. We'll start things off with big tech in general leading this market, or trying to lead this market anyways, back from what happened late last week. I mean, I just pulled up Apple. We can look at really anything. Google had a great week last week on the back of I.O. Really, really cool. I was reading more on the weekend, by the way, about some of the things that came out of I.O., and it looks really, really cool. So huge move for Google. I think it was up, what was it, 5% that day?
That day only.
And then we got some follow through later in the week. But anyways, 1.5% here. We're back towards those highs for Google. We can look at any of these, but this all coming on the back of this EU announcement.
Yeah, it's not a bad look here, Brendo. Trump agreed to extend the EU tariff deadline to July 9th of this year after a direct request from EC President Ursula von der Leyen. The original deadline for the proposed 50% tariff was set to June 1st, so a few days away. But Trump described the delay, Brendo, as a privilege. The extension gives both parties a brief window to strike a deal amid the rising tensions. And the diplomatic back channels here was basically von der Leyen reaching out to Trump. She described the call as good, said that Europe is ready to move swiftly and decisively towards a solution. She also emphasized the strategic importance of the EU and the US trade relationship and expressed optimism on ongoing negotiations and the tariff histories as such. So Trump initially imposed 20% tariffs on EU goods as a part of his reciprocal tariffs agenda. Then on April 9th, he temporarily reduced them to 10% for 90 days, setting the stage for further talks. But last week, he got irate and said, we're going right to 50, citing difficulty in negotiations, calling them difficult to deal with, Brendo. And he's also said that about Canada.
And then as Sean was saying, 3 days later, he says, forget it, it's fine. We'll kick it down the road as we have been. But where do we look here, guys? A lot to consider as far as this group is concerned, but strength across the board so far for tech.
Yeah, I would call that the art of the deal.
Yeah, I'd never heard that before, Obi. That was a good one. Yeah, he didn't write. I mean, we talked about writing that book there, The Art of the Deal. There, we had Kevin O'Leary on as well, who likes to be a deal maker. We have Mr. Trump as a deal maker as well. But is there an individual? Oh, you want to talk about the TQQs? Okay,
we're talking about big tech.
I do want to say something. Yeah. What else is going on? So here we go. So Chef Joe right here. This guy sends me these pictures here, and I'm just noticing these right now. So there we go, and we have a couple here. I got to call these all up. Here's another one right here. Crusted, this is tuna right here. So, I mean, I don't know what this guy's even doing over here. And then right now, you know, getting right to my heart, how about some fig? You know what I mean? So we've got some nice plates there. Thank you to Chef Joe for sharing all of that. But why don't you go with the TQQs? Because I want to hear what you have to say.
Those look amazing, Chef Joe.
I know, Chef Joe.
We got to hit up his restaurant.
And shout out to Vanny over there too, wants to go golfing. But now I got to make my way to Ottawa. We only go there for hockey tournaments, man. I'll be there later on in the fall. We'll be in, actually, no, I have a baseball tournament in Ottawa.
Okay.
June 20-something. So I will be in the Ottawa area. Okay. But, okay, so what do you want to do with TQQs? I just wrote a note about them on here.
Yeah, no, TQs, again, if we're talking about big tech, the first thing that comes into my mind are straight up the Qs. Last week, I was watching this, you know, a little bit of an arbitrary level, but 70, I was like, if we can hold and sustain above 70, I like TQs for continuation. Why do I like the 70? Because it's above some of these prior levels, just resistance turned support potentially, and we saw some of that coming into the prior couple of weeks. We saw some strong selling coming into the end of last week, but with the gap up kind of bringing back, kind of reverting that sell-off that we saw at the end of the week. I'm curious to know, is this high still in play? That high is 71.99 for sale. Off of that technical breakout from prior week highs there. So let's see if we can get that continuation. But again, pretty much in the middle of nowhere here if we're going to stay in this consolidation as of right now. So TQs themselves, no idea, but maybe more opportunities on individual tech names. As again, we were watching that Tesla 350. We're watching Apple 200 as well. We're watching some of these, some of the trends on Softy as well. That's part of my watch list today. Softy, if you pull it up on a higher time frame, it's been in a bit of a trend. You see this grinding trend that it's had after earnings, and we started to slow down at the end of last week. So let's see if we get that that continuation coming into this week as well. All of these prior highs on a lot of these tech names, prior week highs, I'm going to be watching for sure, just to confirm that continuation coming into this week. So yeah, big tech definitely strong. Let's see if we're going to continue to stay strong today and tomorrow with Nvidia earnings on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, I had something similar for the TQs. I was just hoping that, you know, if we did get a little bit of a dip down, I wanted to look to see what 67.50 was, because we banged our head against that a couple times on Friday. We were able to break through, and then today we get the announcement, of course, of the EU and whatnot, and we get that move up now in the general market, and there it goes through 67.50. So I wrote down on the Nasdaq 67.50 for the TQQ. But I mean, I think an interesting name again. You know, Apple at this 200 marker, like all of these levels, and I was just, Chef Joe actually just messaged me as well, saying that maybe we need to preach some patience a little bit here on some of these plays. Like, so there's the gap through 200, and now you're trying to gap back up above it. So I think we just got to wait to see if Apple can do something here at 200. That's a little bit interesting to me as well, as we look at major cap tech names. And then, I don't know, we already looked at a little bit of Google. Maybe we could talk about that when we get to quantum, but SockCell, one name that we haven't looked at here that I want to look at today is also GME. And I know this has nothing to do with big tech or anything like that, but what, like, you're about to break through this 34.50 right here. That's come up here a couple times, and I think that this is definitely a momentum play here today. GameStop trying to get through 34 to 34.50. So this is on my radar right now. It's going to be on the sticky note, which I'm getting out immediately. But yeah, right there, 34.50 break on GameStop. I like that play there. And then for big tech, yeah, TQQs, Nasdaq name for sure. Apple there at 200. I mean, Meta's on quite a nice run as well. Back up to 640, that's high being 720. I mean, you got a dip by opportunity down there at 480. Can you believe that? All the way up to 650 right now. We'll see if we can break back above 630 where we are right now. That's 660 high for Meta. So, I mean, some of these names continue to work. And then Palantir, very, very excited, always off the open. So, you know, I like to hit those dollar clubs. We don't want to have a dollar club loser. So I think you got to be patient with this name straight off. Like, nice move up, fade back into VWAP, and then it kind of held all day. Like what Mitch was saying, some of those plays, you wait for it to come back, see if you get a little bit of a break, then the take, and then the hold. So we're going to wait to see if this can do anything for Palantir, but 126. What, there's a message here about DJT something. going through right now. So we'll have to watch out. So there goes DJT right now, $28 to $30. I think there was some sort of a Bitcoin announcement just right now or something about DJT, but there it goes, man. Nice little rip there. And look what Bitcoin's doing right now as well. Bitcoin just took down 110 right now. So we're getting some, look, okay,
Wow,
okay.
Right.
So there we go. So DJT just spiked to 30, down to 27.50, all live right now on Trader TV Live. Go find another station that's doing this. We just had 30.50 down to 27.50 as we do it live right now on DJT as soon as we get that news. But I thought it was something about Bitcoin right there in my ear, but I don't see it right now on Benzinga. But there goes DJT up and down. So I guess we got to put this one on our radar, guys.
I'll put it up right now. Yeah, there we go. Trump media announcing approximately $2.5 billion Bitcoin treasury deals. So that just coming through there. So that was the reason for the spike. 10.8% anyway here for DJT, even after the quick reversal for DJT. But yeah, if you missed it there, $2.5 billion coming through for Trump treasury deal for Bitcoin. Let's continue along here. A lot to talk about when it comes to Tesla. If you're with us with Mitch, I think he made a good point in that. I mean, you were just kind of saying the same thing here. You know, the focus is shifting, and it's a matter of time as, you know, the conversation continues to move towards the AI, moves towards the autonomous,
for sure,
moves towards the robotics side. But 2.5% here, not bad for Tesla.
It's not a bad look at all, and it had a negative headline, which is completely bucking here. So we'll talk about that negative headline here, guys. Tesla sold only 7,261 vehicles in Europe. That is a 49% decline year over year. This comes despite overall EV sales in Europe going up 34% year over year, Brendo. Some of the reputational and political fallout obviously has stuff to do with that. Tesla's facing brand damage in Europe tied to Elon Musk's political alignment with Donald Trump, as well as some parties there in Europe. Protests erupted at dealerships, as we know, in March, impacting consumer sentiment. But there's also intensifying competition. Chinese automakers BYD overtook Tesla in pure EV sales in Europe for the first time ever last week. Tesla's product lineup is kind of aging with no new mass market model launches here, despite obviously the refresh to the Model Y. But there is this growing shift now with North American and European consumers growing in preference for hybrids, which now make up about 35% of the European market. Tesla doesn't offer any hybrid vehicles, which may be hurting its competitiveness, obviously. And Elon Musk has split his focus, as we talked about, Brendo, with Doge. You know, he's dropping his government involvement to 1-2 days per week, he says. But he reaffirmed, as we knew last week, 5-year commitment to Tesla when he was asked whether he was going to be the CEO.
Yeah, we'll see if that lasts. Here's more details, guys, for the DJT story. So under this deal, the company has agreed to issue and sell $1.5 billion in common stock, so hence the quick reversal, and $1 billion in principal amount of zero convertible senior notes, intending to use the proceeds to create this Bitcoin treasury again for DJT, guys.
That news. Okay, so their DJT is now red on the day. So we just went to Brendan. It was up 10%. Now it's red. Now it's flat. Now it's flat. Now it's red. Now it's red again. Thank you, Randy. Now it's up again. But anyways, as we continue to go here, this is the best part about this business is when you can just, you know, raise capital and just put it into Bitcoin. But that's allowed. So there it is. It's a common offering. They'll use some stock to get this going. But there it goes now through $25. How low can we go right now? It looks like we do have some support in and around $23. But this is a game changer. So whenever you get new news stories like this, and obviously Obi knows this as well as our viewers, but, you know, things have now changed. So although it looks like $23.70 had been a good level, $23, $24. With this new common offer, stock offering right now, and then the Bitcoin talk, there it goes, man. We've just seen it tumble 25%. Like it was just at $30. So take $6 off of 30, you're down 20 to 25% from the high, and it looks like it wants to go lower. Falling, wow, right into the pocket right there. It just flushed into. I just said 23.50. It just bounced Obi off 23.50, but that's not a call. That's just a level that we have to watch out for. So, all right, it's going to be hard to not look at this. Maybe we have to go over and look to pay for shorts on that one, Obi. But right there, now we'll go back over and just have a quick look to see what's going on with Tesla. Look, I like what Mitch was saying there for sure about how you can get the break and then you want to wait to see what winds up happening at VWAP. He was talking about maybe using a 2-minute chart. I have a 1-minute chart up here, and I just use these for the levels. It's not necessarily a chart off of a 1 minute, but just to look to see where VWAP's going to be, which doesn't matter what time frame you're at. And then I really like the 200 period, which again, I keep saying Mitch's name, but he mentioned 245, and that's a level right now that matches and vibes with me as well. So 245 there on Tesla looks like a great little take area if it can get into there, right? So we've been at 245 before, and it doesn't really matter. You know, you can make that move back in, that is for sure. But if this market drops down, Obi, today, I think there's good news about Tesla. People are going to be excited that Elon's back there. A lot of the talk was, you know, when he was buying X, then now with Doge and everything, that he's sort of lost his way a bit. It seems like Elon coming back has meant a lot to this company. So let's just wait to see if it is the truth and if we can hold in and around. Look, the buy is 330, that's fine, but I think we actually base and break. So I'm excited to see Tesla get going here through 360 and then upside from there, 365. I think 360 to 365 is in play today on Tesla. Just a matter of what price do we get long. And I'm going to take a 350 break. I just hope it doesn't happen in the first 2 minutes. Like, I'd like to see a base and then a pop. Not just that early FOMO pop where I buy the 350, it goes to 352. I'm so excited because it's going to go $10 and then it doesn't. So I'd rather get a base for Tesla and then build off of that, but I feel like it's going to pop early. And when it does pop, I'm taking a 350 for like 1 or 2 units. It's not going to be a maximum play, but I'd like to get 4 or 5 units into this name today, and if we can figure where, then it'll be all the better. So for me, 345 to a current price, good areas to average in, potentially being a bottom there at 345. What say you, Obi?
Yeah, Tesla is definitely one of the top names on watch today. And one price, if we're going to talk about a price, is the high from Tuesday. You can see a little bit of a double top action there. We can see that right off of the opening session or the opening momentum, we make a high around 355-ish. We come back in later that day, same day on Tuesday, going into the end of the day. Slow and steady bid up all the way from the morning session going into the end of the day session, and we basically pretty much lick grab that high, false break that high, high of week, high of day, whatever you want to call it, and then we get that continuation of selling that came in on Wednesday. A little bit of sideways action on Thursday, Friday, but yeah, coming back up into the upper end of that range. I'm going to have that 355 on watch to see if that comes in. Pre-market highs and lows definitely on watch to see if we get that aggressive momentum right off of the open, if we can look for continuation. And another place I'm going to be watching is obviously VWAP to see if we can hold and sustain VWAP. Do buyers show any sort of significance in and around VWAP or around pre-market levels? And do we have market tailwind to support the idea to take inventory through that 350 for a potential push of that 355? I have no idea, but that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm watching on Tesla for. If it's going to do that or not, no idea. But let's see if it all happens as per plan, like it always does, right?
Yeah, I mean, our plan
plan
always comes exactly to fruition. So, yeah, or the complete opposite.
You got to stay on your feet, be adaptable. Real-time adaptation.
Hi, Just Living. Just Living says hi. So hi, Just Living. Right now, Tesla's trying to go back up. I mean, what if these futures break? Right, if these futures break, look at the market right now. We don't even have those imbalances yet. We didn't even look at the imbalances yet, and look what's going on right now. I don't even see a sell on here besides NIO. So watch out for some of these Chinese names. We'll get to some Chinese names when we talk about PDD, but all buys right now. TSM's a buy, Oklo's a buy, Pfizer's a buy, AMC's a buy, SMR's a buy. They're all buys. So as we go today, they're all bids. We have AT&T is a sell. And how come I don't know what B is? We talked about this last week, I think. Oh yeah, Barrick Mining, duh. I'm gonna have to remember that. Like even letters or single letters should be known. Like what is A?
I have no idea.
I know it's a tough one. Isn't it Agilent? Agilent, yes, that's a tough one. I shouldn't have started.
I'm not too good with this.
Okay, I'll give you I'm going to give you a layup.
Give me a random one.
No, layup. You want a random one or do you want a layup?
Random one.
Random R. Okay, how about X? I don't even know what R is. That's why I just said it.
X is steel. X is
US Steel. Yeah. R. Oh man, you didn't know Rider System?
Yeah, of course. Come on.
I don't know. I don't know. I remember S used to be Sprint.
Sentinel?
Yes. now.
Okay,
Sentinel.
now it's Sentinel
yes,
1.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna,
good. Yeah.
You jumped me on that one. That was a good one. So there it is, man. The more you know. So all right, Backo. Now we know that R is rider system.
I like that. We should do that randomly. Just be like, just throw it.
I try to do those things all the time.
Be like, oh,
I
boom,
try to
boom,
do
boom.
these
How
random
fast?
things, like what's for breakfast? We could do that right now. What was for breakfast? You got the nice
MCD?
fruit. You want to get some McDonald's? What would your McDonald's order be if you had a breakfast?
Breakfast? I don't know. I like the muffins aren't bad.
Oh yeah, I like my coffee and muffin is good. That's a nice value.
Their coffee's solid. I don't know what they
That's
put in
on
their
the
coffee,
value,
man, but
meal.
yeah.
You get it here. You get I think for $3 you get like a medium coffee and a muffin, something like that. Now I think have you ever had the burritos there?
No.
Okay, they're okay. But I think Neil talks about this all the time. The McMuffin. Just get the egg McMuffin, the standard egg.
The salt level in their
Yeah.
menu
Well,
is crazy.
we're not talking about too healthy here. We're just talking about like what would your order be over here, right, Joe? Yeah. All right.
Joe knows.
All right. Let's go. Joe's here in case everybody was wondering. Ethereum's going upside now as well. Okay. So we'll just keep talking about Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin is absolutely face rip right now. I mean, 10.7. Sorry. Well, I shouldn't say 11.6. People are gonna. No, 10.6 right now. Look at that move right here. A huge one for BTC. A nice little rally on DJT news. I mean, I feel like it was going a little bit before that, but whoa. Wow, okay. Remember I was like, I'm not sure if levels are going to hold or not, but wow, did that 23 and change hold? 23 and me, says DJT, because now that is monstering back up to the upside right now. That right there from 23 to 27, man, add 10% back in your portfolio and grab that bid because there it goes right back there to the upside. DJT making moves here early today. Wow, already 7 million shares. This one's on the radar, that is for sure. All right, NVIDIA, something's happening tomorrow. I'm not sure what it is, guys.
Earnings. Yeah, we're finally there. It took a long time to get here, but after the close tomorrow night, we'll get the much anticipated report from Nvidia. More China news this morning as well. We're flirting here with day highs as well.
Yeah, this is a good look for them here, Brendo, because they took a big charge last time for these H20s that they can no longer sell to NVIDIA. So they're launching a new AI GPU for China based on its Blackwell architecture. The price is going to be about $6,500 to $8,000, significantly below that $10,000 to $12,000 price range for the H20. The lower price reflects weaker performance and simplified production. Production is expected to begin as early as June, targeting the restricted but still very valuable, obviously, Chinese data center market. The U.S. export controls are shaping NVIDIA's strategy here. This marks the third time NVIDIA has made a China-specific chip design due to U.S. export restrictions. NVIDIA's H20, as I mentioned, was banned in April, forcing the company to write off $5.5 billion in inventory and abandon about $15 billion in projected sales. The new chip is designed to stay just under the export control threshold, especially with memory bandwidth. Some of the technical downgrades here for the market workaround for the new chip. The upcoming chip is based on the RTX Pro 600D and won't use TSMC's advanced packaging or high bandwidth memory. And this is interesting here. A second Blackwell chip for China is reportedly in the works for September production, but specs remain undisclosed. Last but not least here, the market share and the loss to Huawei for NVIDIA. So NVIDIA's China market share, listen to this, Brendo, dropped from 95% pre-2022 to just about 50% currently, according to Jensen, with Huawei's Ascend 910B chip apparently picking up the rest of the market share there.
It's going to be a very, very telling report, I think, after the close tomorrow. So stand by for that. I'll throw this out there as well, as we are getting on in time. PDD crushed. Down 17 plus right now on earnings. Earnings were missed right across the board. Numbers pretty terrible. Interestingly, though, the Temu parent did not mention tariff impact. Even though profits plunged, they called it, quote unquote, external environment conditions instead.
Eek.
Environment.
Yeah, for me, for NVIDIA, like none of that really sounds like a great story at all. That they're getting more competition, but we know that, right? I mean, we saw every single business gets competition at some point. The fact that they're producing the highest quality chip, I think, matters. But at the same time, pricing is going to come into play at some point as well. So I am worried about them losing that 50% on that lower end of the market share there. Just a whole bunch of GDDR7s, all these different things that are coming through way over my head. But I'm a little worried, to be honest with you, and which means it's probably going to be a great earnings report. Like, I thought the last earnings report, we were going to take out highs, and we did the opposite, and we faded back in since the last report and made brand new bottoms. I mean, the fact is, we got into the 80s, okay, for, I don't care what brought us there. I mean, we all know the stories, but it's still vulnerable to bad news. And, you know, when I feel like tomorrow afternoon, when Jensen and company do not guide, I think they're not going to guide. That's going to scare the market. And even if they do guide, I'm not sure how they can when they're unsure of what some of these chip curbs are actually going to mean moving forward. And then you have all of the competition that's picking up there in China with absolutely no curbs at all. Like, when you're the Chinese government, you're just letting Huawei and all these chips just kind of flow through. Like, pretty soon, someone in the chat said there's going to be a Temu chip coming soon. Yeah, probably right. You know, like, I don't, there's always going to be more competition. Remember DeepSeek really sent NVIDIA, you know, for a tailspin, and then now it's all the way back up. I just wonder that if you're uncertain, which I kind of am about this story, is it time to maybe sell some NVIDIA right here ahead of earnings so that you capture this whole move? Like, if you come in and NVIDIA's down 10% tomorrow or Thursday morning, then you're probably going to sell, and that's going to create more pressure to that downside. I just wonder what's going to move the needle for NVIDIA higher. So I know it's kind of a rhetorical question, but I'm not even looking at NVIDIA today. I mean, we are looking there, but I want to look at SOXL. It's up 7%. And again, this is going to be a much more aggressive play because of its nature, right? I think it's, is it double or triple SOXL? I think it's double. 3 times the shares, sorry, on the SMH. So, you know, look what the market's doing right now. Dropping in, not bad, but decently. The SOXL is holding higher right now. So it doesn't have to be NVIDIA's world. This is everybody's. So I still like the chip space. And the fact that we've made this move now above 16 and trying to get a little bit higher, any pullbacks, and I've written down on here, 16 long for SOXL. Now, I don't normally sit here and trade this, so I'm not sure, you know, if we can get into this level, but 16 is where we did not break from Friday. So good news today. We talked about the TQs, maybe trying to fill some gaps back into the downside. Let's see if that's the truth here for the chip space. We just had imbalances come out. We can have a quick little look there to see if anything's happening. We have Big Bear AI, the biggest of the bears is right there. There's NVIDIA with a sell, so that's creating a little bit of this market move. Notice SOXL did not go down. NVIDIA does have that sell. GameStop with a, what the hell? GameStop's 33, okay, that's fine. Sorry. That was DJT. I was thinking like, oh my God, DJT went back to 33, but that's still 26. But other than that, all right, let me throw it back over to you because we don't have too much time.
Yeah, no, and NVIDIA, I think I'm going to keep it simple on NVIDIA. Of course, tech names definitely on watch today. With earnings coming up on the horizon, I'm just going to be looking for that continuation. Friday, pre-market, strong selling, recovered pretty much for the rest of the day, gapping up above some of these prior week levels. So let's see if we can sustain pre-market lows. That's what I'm watching for on NVIDIA. And PDD, PPD, PDD. Sorry. So gapping down on earnings, yes. So you guys know what I like to do with this one. A little bit of an anchored VWAP. Shout out to Brian Shannon there. So going down to a 3-minute chart, you can see that it is holding currently underneath that anchored VWAP, coming in at 99.68. So let's see what it does in and around here. With its own VWAP in and around 100, I think it's at an interesting level. Looking back at the chart here, we can see that we kind of broke this trend that we've been holding since about middle of April there. So let's see if those sellers can come step back in, or has the move sold off too aggressively and we revert back to the highs. No idea on that one, but PDD definitely on watch. NVIDIA definitely on watch today, just to see if it kind of comes in to some of those prior levels. But yeah, like I said, mentioned with the TQs earlier today as well, we're kind of gapping up into that consolidation zone. So let's see if we kind of convincingly break through the highs or the lows, or is this consolidation we're just waiting for that NVIDIA earnings to come out and then we make a decisive move? I have no idea, but PDD NVIDIA definitely going to be one of the top watches. Here's the market coming in real hot. Only about 2 minutes left till the open.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go. Are we going to Sharif? All right, let's go throw over to Sharif.
Is uranium after Donald Trump signed the executive order last week. Keep your eyes on these nuclear stock. The U.S. aims to grow their nuclear capacity, guys, to about 100 gigawatts in 2025 with up to 400 gigawatts by 2050. That's obviously about a 4-time output. The policy is reflecting their commitment to nuclear energy, obviously with the data center build out right now with AI. So keep your eyes on these CCJ, UEC, CEG, a lot of these nuclear adjacent names, boys.
Yeah, I think when it comes to these names, Sean, one has already caught my attention in the pre-market session, and that's Nano Nuclear, NNE. Strong selling coming in. I think it's catalyst driven. I haven't really looked into it just yet, but again, the price action definitely catching my attention here as we sold off pretty aggressively from 37s or almost 37s all the way down to 32s. Now reverted pretty cleanly all the way back up to VWAP. So a nice little shake and bake in the pre-market. I'm curious to know. It's already doing some strong relative volume. I got a 5 times relative volume here on a 5 period. Yeah, so definitely going to be on watch to see if it provides any opportunities on the day today.
All right, so I feel a little bit bad about it because I did hear what Money Mitch said there about how maybe we're just getting ramped up with some of these plays, but I sold some SMR on Friday just because I guess so about 50% of my position. Just I thought that it was a little overcooked here, way up to the upside. We get that news from president, and sometimes it's a sell the news situation. Not that it is, but that's what it definitely could be. All right, oh shoot, we got to do the countdown. I keep forgetting that. We don't have, oh, I got to go back to the, oops, that's not a fruit salad. We're not doing that right now. I don't even have.
It's on the other one. Page 2.
Where was it?
Bottom.
Oh, I don't see. Page 2,
yeah,
countdown, there it is.
Boom, there.
All right, well, now we are late. 3, 2, and 1. There you go. Thank you so much. That's Satya on the board there. It's funny, it says countdown. You can see it from where you are, and then I was panicking there. We need to automate that. We could, like, why do we have the 4 o'clock bell, but not the 8:30 bell? We'll get that figured out. There's, yeah. It's backfiring, Fabian. All right, so yeah, lack of focus. There's SMR. We sold it. Wow. Okay, so here we go. The market's really pulling back here on nuclear names. There goes SMR, not going nuclear at all, coming right back in nicely. Now down 2% and a bit. We just said that we had just finished selling off some of the nuclear spaces in my portfolio, but was not expecting that kind of a move. I got out right here on Friday. So there's a nice move down right now for SMR as it goes. Let's have a quick look. I was just trying to make sure I pay for shorts here because DJT and GM. Oh, shoot. There goes Tesla.
There's Tesla.
What a surprise.
I took the 350.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, it came
Good.
in.
Go. Keep going then. I didn't even realize that happened, my guy.
So, like, I don't know if it's going to continue just yet, but we got some strength coming in right off of the open. Let's see if we can hold that 350. It's pulling back in. 51.62 are the current highs right there. So we did push through that pre-market high just around that 49 and change just shy of that 50. Let's see what that was specifically. I don't know. I was just looking at the chart. I'm like, all right, price coming in. Let's get going there. 349.80 was that pre-market high from the 4 a.m. candle high. Getting a little bit of a chop here. What is the market doing? Market's not really doing too much. Spider or the ES coming in with a little bit of selling, but the Nasdaq holding up as of right now. 351. So as of right now, we're holding that 350 and continuing.
Yeah,
let's see if we can get that a hold on a moving average or anything like that. VWAP. Where is VWAP? You might be asking. I got VWAP all the way down at 348 halves. Here we go. There's that continuation. Can we make some fresh highs here? Strong push here. But don't forget, the level that we're actually looking for is 355. Until that really comes in, I don't know if the long is going to be as strong as I'm looking for just yet.
Yeah, I'm in. I missed it. I didn't even realize that was happening there as we got going a little bit early. Watch out for a 347 or so break lower. I just don't want to necessarily be into where we've started this game. So 340. Yeah. We're. What?
Did you see that? It just
up
the whole dollar back to highs right there. There it goes. There's some strength. That's confirmation. Right. That's the tape I want to see. So hands. I'm going to sit on my hands now and just wait until this momentum is done.
Put your hand in your hand, and your hand in your hand, in your hand. My grandfather used to have this story. It was like, put your hand in your hand, in your hand, in your hand. I don't know. It's so stupid. Sorry about that. Okay, so here we go, man. Nice move up there for Tesla. We're in this one as well. I don't want to just talk about the same names as you, but all right, let's go over to SOXL. So that does dip into our 200 period moving average. Come on, Tesla, go right now. So we'll wait to see if SOXL has any sort of an actionable play right there. What's Nvidia doing so far here today? We want to thank all 10,000 of you, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Wow, Tesla's starting to elevate a little bit. Just got to 350, 250 right there. I'm well involved in this one, guys. All right, so there goes Nvidia, 134. Nice downside push there. We said we weren't too, in love with Nvidia today, but we would definitely want to look at the TQQs. I wrote down well lower than this, man. 67.50. These levels from Friday right into there. Obi, what's your take here? Because I'm still in this and in this a lot of shares still in Tesla, like a lot.
I'm gonna let it work.
Okay, have you been getting out of anything?
I got out of a little bit here, but
I'm doing my
again, it pulled back a little bit, so I'm trying to stay nimble. But again, the strength is still there. The bids are stepping up. You can see every time it does pull back, the bids are defending. They're stepping up. So I just want to continue seeing that, and unless and until I stop seeing that, I'm going to stay a little bit in this position. If I see anything distinctly different, then yeah, I think I'm going to head for the exit there. But as of right now, sure, we don't have that market tailwind on our side, so it's not the best. But we do have, I guess, a little bit of the tape on our side here. Momentum continuing to the upside here on Tesla. But as the bid starts to slow down, I'm gonna be a little nimble and take out most of that there. So yeah, now I'm just left with whatever I took on the break of that 350. So average 350.68s currently, but the bid is still strong. Let's look for that continuation through that 355. Don't know if it's going to get through to that 355 just yet. You can see we're definitely against the market tailwind. There's the ES coming in with some aggressive selling there. So if this breaks trend on a shorter time frame, I'm more than willing to be like, all right, thank you, come again. I will peace out and revisit, maybe at VWAP. Right? You know that I love the reversions, and as of right now, Tesla's looking like it's setting up as maybe a little bit of a reversion, but it might be a little too early, but we'll see. We'll be patient. We've seen that 350 push. We've seen it hold and sustain above 350, looking for that continuation into prior week highs at 355. Currently holding the 2.5.
Quantum, everything's getting hit.
Quantum's getting
yeah, like QBTS is getting whacked right now, nicely down 2% right here, right into, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this might be a great buy. I don't want to sell any, I mean, I've got out of 40% of Tesla, but it is coming back in, so it looks like a good call to exit some of that. But what about this, man? We're right back into a decent level right now for QBTS, down into 18 and change. We knew 20 was going to be a marker. We had talked about that on the air. It looks like it gets right to 20 and fades out again. But now you're falling right back into 1850 again. So what about a take of 1850 now on QBTS for a play coming through again? So watch out for QBTS. They're in and around 1850 to go long. I just heard you punch the keys on Tesla, making me nervous.
I got out.
Yeah, okay.
It broke the short-term trend. Like, and again, whatever you're using to define trend, whether that's a trend line or a moving average or whatever you're using, it definitely broke a lot of short-term trends there. But coming into VWAP, right? 349,
the market's
58
down
is VWAP. Let's see if we get that VWAP bounce. But like I said, we're already going a little counter trend on that one with the market selling off that aggressively. I'm just waiting for those sellers to step right in. And when they did, I jumped out of that one there. But VWAP holding as of right now. So quick scalps here on Tesla. Tesla's, I was talking to Wayne about this last week as well. Tesla's an absolutely beautiful day trader. Again, lots of opportunities. The legs that it gives on certain types of opportunities, absolutely beautiful. The length of those legs, solid push there. Sorry, I'm just I'm loving Tesla's legs, man. If I could whistle, I would whistle, but I'm horrible at whistling. But
it's all
when
good,
it comes
man.
to price action, oh boy, I might get a little too excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So I'm in.
Where's
half.
the next trade, Sean?
Yeah, I'm just in over half right now of Tesla. Yeah, no, looking for the same kind of a thing. I want to find out like where am I gonna get broken out here. I was thinking I'm gonna change it. I'm thinking about 348. The market is just a little bit too rich. Too heavy to the downside right now. So let's get out of like 75% of this if it does break down through 348. But we do want to give it a little bit of love there. QBTS, man, still Quantum, still getting absolutely clubbed right there to the downside. What is Rigetti doing as well? Rigetti downside as well, down, well, not as badly as QBTS, only down $14 right now, down 1%, back down to only 1% right now. Let's check out what DJT is doing. There's been a whole bunch of names. Wow, right back into 23. So we are talking about grabbing and looking at in and around $23. This is where we bounced before on DJT. So you're down 8% right now, looking for that bounce level on DJT right now. Could be a play. We got to trade. You don't have to do anything, but I think like trading names that are moving around. That's why looking at this QBTS, I want to grab the long somewhere. I don't think Quantum is finished with. I mean, there might not be any products for a long time, but this space is definitely something that's been pretty hot. 1750, you could buy that against 1725. That's the bottom right there. If that gives out, then yeah, we do have a little ways to go to the downside. So what about picking something up right now on QBTS and then giving ourselves, there we go, we'll punch in a little bit here. here. Now I'm going to give myself to 7. There, I just got in.
Oh, look at this.
Right there. So we're going to give ourselves to 17.25. If that breaks, we're out of QBTS. Looks like it wants to come back in one more time here, Obi. So 17.24, our stop there on QBTS. So watch out now. We're long right here at 75. And there it goes again. Let's see Tesla. Oh boy, Obi.
That VWAP bounce, dude. That VWAP bounce was crazy.
Wow,
if you reloaded on VWAP, like that was the next.
Did you get the reload? No,
I was watching it, but I was watching it consolidate 351s, and it just slaps the ask right there all the way to 353s.
That was a good one.
And I was like, all right, well, I guess we're headed for day high. I definitely missed out on that one. But yeah, again, if you were looking for that continuation, if you were looking for a bigger picture through 350 through into that 355 for that continuation this week, it seems like the price action is doing everything that you might want to see for that kind of opportunity to present itself. 53 halves currently coming into play. Only about $1.50 away from those prior week highs. Let's see what happens to Tesla when that comes in. Definitely sold a little too early, but again, where's the next trade? That trade was on VWAP for that reload, and now we're pushing through those fresh highs. But yeah, that came in with the market catching a little bit of a bounce off that 21,200 on the Nasdaq right there. So a little bit of a confluence there. So now we're getting that bit of, I guess, however you want to call it, that the respect of the market, the beta coming in there, the market bounce, Tesla bounce coming in pretty aggressively there.
We are in a
little
new
distinctly different than what we were seeing right off of the open.
All right, we're in a new position as well, QBTS. We're $4 in the money, well, $3.50 in the money on Tesla right now, but here comes Quantum. So we're also long QBTS right here, right now. 1766 is where we're long. I do have an offer up at 90s. Hopefully we get some of that. Here we go. 84, 85, 86, 87, 80. 90 right there. Yes, sir. There it is. Spin the money for us right there. That's 30 cents. Did we say 30 cents? How about 40 cents? Let's effing go right now with everybody watching. Happy Memorial Day to all of you yesterday. This is why I come into work every single day. 50 cents in the money on QBTS as we pick the bottom. Hey, you're a small cap trader? There's QBTS for you. Bang. Right there, man. Now 50 cents in the money on QBTS. $4 on Tesla. Looked like that was the top. Let's get it. What? Damn. Too many shares out there at 53. Okay. We still do have a decent position on. Let's see how far Quantum wants to go, Obi. Hey, man. Obi Trice, Obi Nice. Nice trades today as we're going. There goes QBTS. Obi 70 cents now in the money over there as we start to empty the clip a little bit. A good day so far there, man. Look, this is why we sit here. This is why you're watching us. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, man. We're here like snipers, man. We're waiting. Why do you think we kept going back to QBTS? Why we're going to Tesla? This is what we're doing, and we are doing it live. Find somebody else that's doing this. Send their link to me. I want to see what they're up to. What's going on with CoreWeave right now? Guys, don't look too hard for anybody else. I mean, you got to stay on the stream. Okay, look at CoreWeave right now. Up 14%, Obi.
Oh boy.
Tell me you bought some CoreWeave in your long-term account.
That thing's been running. Eh?
Oh,
multi-day runner on that one.
I don't own any of these shares, man.
Yeah, have you heard of the stock bee by any chance?
I have not.
So I've been looking into some of his stuff. He's a trading coach, trader as well.
Nice.
Has some interesting material, but he starts talking about like things called episodic pivots, where the whole story on a stock kind of changes.
Right.
When there's a sentiment shift. Now I have a playbook name as well. I call it situational change. Right. So it's like, all right. So when things really start to change, then you might see a sentiment change and the chart change as well.
Okay.
And I think maybe a little bit of what's been happening on CoreWeave might be a bit of that.
So what do you think is changing over there?
I think the sentiment for their story is definitely being shown. I would say some strength coming in. If you look at the higher time frame, it's been running for multiple days on end now over the past couple of weeks. There comes Tesla back into VWAP there, so that was beautiful. Actually, I actually tried to get short 353s, but I canceled my order because the price moved way too quickly, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not really gonna chase that one down. But look at that, coming right back into VWAP. Our buyer is going to stay on VWAP. We came back pretty aggressively right after failing to follow through on a high of daybreak. So now the question becomes, how are these VWAP buyers that we saw not only off of the open, but a little bit on a pullback as well. Are they going to continue to be there? Does VWAP continue to respect? The market is trying to pick up on this 15-minute candle here with only about 1 minute and 20 seconds left for this 15-minute candle to print. And it seems like we're coming in with a bit of a bottom wick on these futures there. But something that is distinctly different when it comes to the Mag 7 is Microsoft. So let's take a quick look at Softy here. Softy was
also GameStop
on
and
my
AMC
watch
are ripping.
list. GameStop and AMC, yep.
Keep going about Microsoft though,
So
yeah.
let me just pull up my Microsoft right here, if I can. Okay, there it is. Right here. So take a look at Softy right here. Distinctly different. Now this is a 3-minute chart, but look at the 15-minute chart. So strength off of the open pushes up to 460s and then slams all the way back down. Some strong wick action there on the first 15-minute candle. Again, with only about 40 seconds left for this first 15-minute candle to print. Let's see if Softy can get back through its opening price. That might be a little bit of an indication. I have no idea, but the market's looking like it tried to sell off, but catching a bit of a bid right now. First 15 minutes, man, can always be a little bit of a chop, bit of a shake and bake. But Tesla seems like it just wants to keep bidding off of that VWAP, man.
I mean, we're long and strong on Tesla, that is for
again.
damn sure. All right, so shout out to, I got to give props up to my guy over here. Happy birthday, Sharif, one more time.
Birthday.
Every day is this guy's birthday, it seems like, but he had a big one yesterday, so we say, or 2 days ago. Thank you to Sharif for his support there. Great watch list today, we talked about that. Okay, look at this GameStop, 34.50, and he just goes to me, he's like, hey man, you might want to look at GameStop right there. So I say, thank you to Sharif for that one, because 34.50, Obi, we got a little distracted there with Palantir, which I'm in right. Oh yeah, by the way, new position Palantir. Let's freaking go Palantir now. Back up to the upside as we'll take. Holy shoot, Obi, what kind of a day are we even having? But anyways, there goes GameStop. Here's Palantir, man. No Neil, no problem. We're still all over this place. Look at it. Look at, there goes Palantir right now. We wish Neil's having a great time. Jealous of that guy, man. He's sending in some good pictures. When I find some, I'll show them to you. There's Palantir, man, 124.50. We buy the dips in Palantir. We said we wanted this name long. We talked about it. Remember I showed you the Violent there. I was like, you want to have reverse dollar club, then trade it early. But there it is right now. Here's Palantir. It's 9.45. We found a little bit of a bottom there, so we'll take Palantir. My stop was the low of the day, which was 30 cents from here, right? So now we're in the money, 80 cents on Palantir, and it's still going higher, man. QBTS still trying to go as well. So we got a nice little fill there, 18.25 on QBTS. Tesla still trying to go. Palantir, the new one. Obi, we're 3 for 3, and we are at fuego right now. You know what that means?
Fuego?
Yeah.
Fire.
Right.
On fire.
Right. We are on fire right now. I'm not, you know, I mean, I like Spanish food with my guy over here. What's up to Joe, man? We're the taco twins over here. But
nice.
yeah, but we are right now lit up. That's another dollar we're right there. So we have $1. We have $3 or $4 on Tesla today, clean. We have a nice dollar here on Palantir. Let's just see if QBTS can do it right now. Daily goal met, but daily goal, who cares about it, man? The way my kids spend money, my daily goal needs to be up triple what we're doing right now. So shout out to dad and family life and everybody out there. I love you, Marissa. Thank you for watching and supporting here as we go. But yeah, man, it's going to be a big day for us. There it is, man. QBTS is still rocking and rolling. Obi, you know, again, just a lot of opportunities today. And we haven't even looked. I mean, we looked at the nuclear names, that's for sure. But we have left alone right now AMC, which had a huge move up 6%. We left alone GameStop. So no matter what style of trader you are today, there's lots of love for you, man. And what about DJT in the building as well? But I can't stop. I can't give it to you without doing this, because I got to say what's up to everybody watching right now. Oh, we were just at 999. Let's go. Almost 11,000 of you. If you look to the person beside you, hey, what's up, Obi? And then your person to the left of you, if just one of you hits the like button, then we'll get over 2,000 likes. So let's do that. But I know trading's a lonely game. You may not have anyone to the left or to the right of you. So sign your dog up, sign Milo up, sign all of your animals. Let's get these accounts going, man. We don't need to get any bots going. We don't need, you know, nothing like that. But let's hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's Obi, it's myself, it's Sharif, it's Joe. We've got Satya dropping some news. Like, we have consumer confidence at 10 o'clock, Obi.
Oh boy.
How confident are you? Let's go, man. We're getting ready to rock and roll.
Maybe not as confident as some of these consumers.
Big show alert.
I'll say that. But yeah, no, Tesla chopping around here. Market coming in pretty aggressively. Look at that, nice little bid up. So we closed that prior 15-minute candle with a very strong bottom wick, and we're getting that continuation, that bid coming in to both the Nasdaq and the ES as of right now. But I saw that bit of I guess wicking action, or like a little bit of a shake and bake through that high of day here on Tesla. So a little bit of a cheeky scalp I'm looking for here on Tesla. But again, watching this market as well at the same time to see if that strength does push us back to the upside, and do we break that downtrend? This is what I'm talking about. This slight bit of a downtrend that we got coming into the opening session right there. Let's see if buying can kind of come in and break that downtrend and give us that continuation that we've been seeing since I guess midnight of last night here in the futures. So strong bid we were talking about in the overnight session. Let's see if that bid can come in after the strong pullback. But over a 50% retracement of that bid here on both the Nasdaq and the ES. So it seems like again a little bit of a shake and bake. But let's see if these dips keep getting bought.
Right. Yeah, I was like, I want to be here for this market to rip up, but we just came right back into VWAP again, right? And so what I'm trying to do now is trying to clear out a little bit of these trades. We got out some more Palantir. I might get out a little bit more right now. Let's get some out at 20s. We'll offer some 20s there. It's one thing to celebrate wins, and obviously I think we do a pretty good job of that. But at the same time, you do need we do need to acknowledge that this market is headline risk, right? So I'm gonna take another piece out there at 89 right there as this is starting to fall in. I actually tried to get 350, 350s and missed them. So we just lose $1 right there trying to wait to see if there's something else that we can grab. Here comes QBTS coming out. Remember, at 10 minutes time, we have consumer confidence coming out at May. How confident do you think consumers are right now? I'm gonna say not very. So I'm going to be a little bit testy here. The market is really falling in. We've given back a little bit of money here. Not on QBTS. It's trying to hold. We're okay there. We're actually out of 2/3 of this trade already, in and around $18. Look, man, we're long 1750 on this, disaster today, really. I mean, it's fallen down in. We sniped some good spots there. Tesla, our spidey senses were going off, man. We tried to get more out up top. We did punch them out at 352.80. You saw me do that live. And I'm actually going to take another piece out right here. I just offered 52.11s. Hopefully that comes up and fills us. Oh, it just bounced. There it is. Okay. So we get 52.11. So we're getting a little lighter on this one now, Obi. So let's see if it can get back up to 53.50 before we get out. But you just saw me get out at 52.11s right there. And then Palantir, little nerve-wracking, but doing okay on that one. We got some good outs. I hate that it's come back in, but we just took some more there as well. So yeah, right now, some of these names falling back in. We talked about potentially why. We do have consumer confidence coming out momentarily. Our TQs, we were looking for 67s. It got 68.50. We're looking 67.50. So that could possibly be another play. What is Donald doing right now? Bitcoin coming back, 109.7 right now. DJT, once again, man, we did the work on this. We found these levels right there. 23 and change, it looks like it wants to hold. Not 23 and me because they're bankrupt, Obi. All right, so right here, we have how many likes? 1.7K. We almost doubled it up right there. Too early to have hot dogs, huh?
You got to pump those numbers up.
I mean, Obi, let's go. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it's not 2.7. I mean, you're here today.
No, but look, how many people are watching?
10.6, man.
10.6. So like, we got to get at least a 20%.
Yeah, right. That's
right. At least 20%.
Exactly. See, now you're speaking my love language. All right. So what are you working on? You're on Tesla long. What are you thinking?
I got a Tesla short here.
Oh, short. Sorry.
But we'll see. Again, I know I'm.
Wait a minute. I'm long. You're short.
Countering those VWAP buyers that we've been seeing a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Keeping it tight, pretty light on this one as of right now. But you can see the market catching a little bit of a bid here, some strength coming in. But yeah, 8 more minutes until that economic number comes out. So got to be wary of that one there. And yeah, a little bit of aggressive action here on Tesla. But like I said, again, gives some decent opportunities for the day tradings, short-term opportunities as well. On Tesla. Again, if you go back and kind of study the daily charts there, intraday charts, I think there's a lot of things to find. I like the reversions, the level holds, the breakouts, the opening session, the opening drives. I think there's a lot going on Tesla across the board. So definitely one to watch out for. Nvidia pulling back lower. We kind of talked about that Nvidia in the pre-market. I was like, okay, pretty tight consolidation. So keeping it simple, just going to look for that range break, pre-market session range break, and look at that. Break the low, printed down all the way to a low of, 133.31. Currently catching a bit of a reversion back into VWAP here, again, with the market pulling back up off of that 21,200. Maybe, yeah, we are poised for a little bit of strength. Let's see if we get that continuation. Again, that's what I was talking about. We kind of gapped up above some prior week levels. Let's see if that sentiment continues throughout not only the beginning of the week, but throughout the week as well. Nothing too crazy off of the open. Let me know in the chat what you guys are watching, what you guys are trading. I'm more than curious to know what people are involved in. I want to know what's doing relative volume, something I may or may not have missed. But again, I already talked about what my top watches on the day today were. I was looking at Softy. I was actually looking at Google, AMD as well. MSTR I was watching. Salesforce. X I was watching. None of these really doing anything that I was looking for other than Tesla and maybe a little bit of Softy. I was watching Nano Nuclear Energy as well. We talked about that one in the morning with SMR and a lot of these nuclear names definitely on watch with how the landscape is turning in and around some of these sectors here. Tesla with a little bit of a pullback coming into VWAP here, 351 and some change is VWAP. We're still holding that VWAP as of right now, so nothing too crazy. Boy. We're just seeing more of the same, but I'm looking for something that is distinctly different. Let's see if sellers finally step in, and let's see if those VWAP buyers kind of step down, or they could still be there, and I'm more than willing to be wrong on that one there, but only about 5 minutes left until this number, Sean.
Yeah, you know, it's all good, baby. Okay, so we are really starting to get excited right now again, man. I mean, we've got Palantir right now, absolutely the face slapper of the day for me. Well, first of all, Tesla's going to be for both of us, but we actually put some money in right now back into Palantir, and look what this name just did, man. Palantir absolutely ripping, $1.30 now in the money on PLTR, so it just continues to go, man. One in, too, as well. Like, well, we have multiple ins, but the one level right there, 124.50. We play off that one, and there it goes, man. So a nice risk to reward there. By the way, man, we almost have, Sharif, $1 on QBTS. That is right here, right now, 1835. What a pickup there on QBTS, man. We sat there, again, like a sniper in the night, like those video games you like to play there, Obi, right now. I don't know, camping. You know that terminology, obviously? Yeah. Right there. So
you were camping on VWAP?
Yeah, no, we're just camping at 1750, man. It came in, we sniped it. We sniped a little bit at 1775. There goes QBTS back there to the upside. I'm with you on this, man. Like, we just got some more out there.
I'm watching these VWAP campers on Tesla right now.
Right, exactly. So there we go. Yeah, join the club on this camping talk again. But yeah, no, we're excited here today, man. Needless to say, we only have 3 minutes until consumer confidence. If you do have our watch list today, you'll be able to see that we're all over that as well. Let me just see what those numbers look like. We have Tesla 350 long. That worked out pretty well. SOXL 16, GameStop 3450, TQs on watch as well. But here we go. Today we do have at 10 o'clock consumer confidence May estimated 86. I'm not too worried about Texas manufacturing, but it's this number right there. Consumer confidence 86. Go check it out on Twitter or X, I guess, for myself there. Obi, we have 2,000 likes. We want to thank everybody for that one. So there it is, man, the face slapper of the day right there on the like. So thank you to Obi, and thank you to everybody for being here with us. Bears versus Bulls and everybody else as well. Okay, Obi, I'd never like it when you and I are against each other a little bit here. So I am watching out for this. We do get more and more out of QBTS near this top, but doesn't look like it wants to go. Let me offer a little bit more out right now. So there it is. We get some more outs at 08s right there on QBTS. We're getting very light on all of these positions now. Tesla, just to review, man, we're still in 15%, and that's it. For Tesla, I was looking for 348. Now let's do this downside there, 349.50, and we're out of Tesla. Yo, Joe, tell Milo I say what's going on. All right, 349. He's out of the crate. Get his ass back in there. 349.48 right now. We brought our dog to the baseball. She was at the park all Sunday and did fantastic. So shout out to Belle right there. But I brought her to school yesterday, and she barked at this little kid. And I was like, no, stay away. But there it is, man, Tesla. Sorry, I know you're still in it. You're waiting for a different trade than I. But there it is, man. It's $3. It's still going higher.
Wrong.
Is Tesla.
I'm more than willing to be very wrong on this.
Oh, yeah, well, we can all be wrong. There goes Tesla right there again. $3 for Tesla. It's another one. Another move higher there for Tesla. So QBTS, Palantir, man, everything is blasting. Consumer confidence in a minute and a half. Where's Randy? I need a reload.
Yeah, this market catching a little bit of volatility here before this number. And yeah, Tesla's catching a bit of an aggressive bid again. So yeah, more of the same there. VWAP buyers coming in pretty aggressively. Wow, look at this aggressiveness, man. What else is running here? Tesla's pretty much the strongest one that I'm seeing here out of the Mag 7. Google as well. Oh boy. Google 172. So that just broke high of day there on Google there. Amazon, nothing too crazy just yet. That's still kind of near its lows there. Spider still chilling near its, I guess, is that below opening price? I can't really tell.
Which one?
But Spider, no, I think it got back above open.
Oh, close.
There, on that one there. But yeah, with only about, I guess, less than 45 seconds left here on the day. Tesla creeping up into its highs. Let's see if that volume that comes in, sometimes with these economic numbers, can push us through those highs and really blast to the upside, or do we kind of come back in and retest that VWAP? I have no idea, but the market taking, look at that aggressive bid. Wow, distinctly different from that prior 15-minute candle. Only about 30 seconds left, and we just broke that prior 15-minute candle high here on the Nasdaq. So ones to watch out for. Definitely tech names are on my list.
All right, 15 seconds. Let's go over to Sateo because we might as well get ready to rock and roll. So let us know, Andre, when we are ready. All right, let's go now.
Hello, guys. So right now we have the U.S. Conference Board coming out with the Consumer Confidence Report. So it's coming out right now. So we had the previous number at 86. The forecast is at 87. And it is at 98. So bigger than expected. So traders should watch out for these economic events due to the fact that it may bring volatility to the market. Therefore, for our day traders, it is useful to know these economic events because it might, a pop or a drop might happen during these times. So the Consumer Confidence Report is a survey that goes out with a series of questions just to give you guys kind of a background of what it is and why it's important. So it gauges a household's current financial status or their outlook on the economy. So these consumer confidence reports ask questions such as, are consumers confident with the economy? Are people willing to spend more? Are consumers more likely or less likely to take part in non-essential purchases? Is it a good time to make major purchases? Will your job change in the next 6 months? Things like that. So the scale usually ranges from 0 to 100, but can exceed to heights to about 145. So 100 is a reference point as a baseline or neutral level of confidence. So that's kind of the benchmark point. And then anything over 100 is major confidence in the economy, and then anything under is a little bit more pessimistic there. So readings below 75 are also considered moderately pessimistic, while readings above 125 are considered moderately optimistic. Regarding month-over-month changes in the index number, 5 points is significant within a month-to-month basis. So I also brought you guys a little slide here just showing kind of the confidence ratings. So 100 is the baseline, higher than 100 is higher optimism, above 40 is lower than the baseline, lower than 140, and then 25 to 30 is very high historical confidence. So we have that there. And then some condensed news that we should be aware of. Oh, we'll just bring it back and then it'll come back with the news. Back to you.
Great job there, Sataya. It's a hard one to get over all this news, so we want to say thank you to Sataya for that one. I just want to bring it back here just to show you the market reaction to that consumer confidence move. So there it goes, man. The Nasdaq right now blasting to the highs right now. So there it goes. I mean, still not at that pre-market level. We'll wait to see if we can blast through 21,350 right now as we go a little bit higher. There goes Tesla, Obi. I know you're you're still in it, okay? But here it goes, man. Tesla right now $5 in the money, man. As that is continuously going going higher, man. There's 355.50. Where's my guy, Chef Joe? Where is Chef Joe right now? We did it, my guy. There it goes. We talked about having this play, and it's now Blast City to the upside, man. Stick with your guns. Sometimes works out. There goes PLTR as well, man. You know we like this name. Yo, shout out to my guy, Alex Karp. That's not Alex Karp. That's Warren Buffett. I don't know if this guy's involved with Palantir or not, or if this guy's chilling with Neil in Budapest right now on a vacay. But there it is. It's a nice move up. I'd rather be nowhere than right here with everybody. So thank you so much for joining us today. Hey, let's get that likes a little. Let's set a damn record right now. Can we get to 3K? 10,500 of you watching right now. Let's get going, man. Can we get to that 3K mark? Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're banging these numbers out for you today. Thanks to Taya for that. Thanks, Obi, for being here. There's QBTS, 75 cents. Tesla's still going. So my question is to you, just averaged in. So that's, let's get
a little bit here, but again,
let's get your thoughts.
I'm definitely wrong on this one as it broke through that high there, through that 55. So just looking for that sustain, right? We talked about that 355 being that key level from last week. I'm looking for that sustain of that action through that, for that continuation. Again, we saw the VWAP buyers come in. We saw the opening range breakout. So I guess the long is still definitely very much on this trade. So yeah, I'm a little bit on the counter trend here. But again, if it continues to stay strong above that prior week high, I'm more than willing to be done with this one and move on to the next trade. So going to give this a few more minutes here, but look at that tailwind coming in from the market. Very aggressive, very, very strong all the way back. So yeah, buyers stepping right back in into the markets here. Let's see if some of those pre-market session highs can get taken out here on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq distinctly stronger than the ES as of right now on the day. But yeah, a little bit of volatility coming in with that economic number as we were expecting. So let's see if we get that continuation here on some of these names that we were looking for as well.
Okay, I'm in trouble now. I'm in big trouble. My wife said, why did I just say I'd rather be nowhere but with everybody here?
Oh boy.
Because the wife is not here.
Oh boy.
So I just spent 3 days with her where we didn't leave each other's side. Oh my God, all right, I have some. Anyway, I'd rather be anywhere but, I'd rather be here. Wait a second.
You gotta say,
Oh boy, okay, I don't know. Marissa, I love you. Look what's happening. That's always my backup. Look what's happening here with Tesla, because I've lost my damn mind right now as we are now $7, Marissa. Is that okay? In the money right now with Tesla. I'm just playing around. There it is, man. Now ripping city right now. It is your #1 trade here on the sticky note. We both like the Tesla long, and it's trying to get upside right now. We knew there were, now I'm gonna have to hear Neil come back and say, oh, it finally went when he wasn't here, but it doesn't matter. There goes Tesla right now. Nice move to that upside. And by the way, it's not just Tesla. Once, twice, Obi thrice. It's
another one.
Because there is QBTS and Palantir also going $2 now as well. So, I mean, this NASDAQ names are definitely starting to go. You know what name that's not a NASDAQ name that I really like, though? Boeing. I think Boeing has a great opportunity here, especially once we get through China and all this kind of nonsense here. Some of these, it's not nonsense, but the tariff nonsense. Europe. What's up, Ramin? How you doing? All right. Ooh. That was a great, but not a super great. You know, it was more like a stop. Exactly, a little sarcastic there. You noticed that there, Joe? Okay, I'll have to figure out what's going on with Ramin. But right there, nice move to the downside right now in Boeing. Oh yeah, by the way, Ramin and everybody else, I had to wind up changing the battery on my stupid Atlas. It died the next morning again. So we woke up the very next morning. Dead battery, had it boosted. The wife drove it around that one day on Friday all around, and we were able to charge it back up, and then it worked for that day. We woke up Saturday morning, of course, and dead again. So lovely gentleman at CAA came and finally replaced the battery, and now we are cruising on that front. So shout out to CAA. It was a great pleasure to deal with those guys. You know, for $75 a year, you get 4 service calls. You can tow it up to 10 kilometers, boosts, all that kind of stuff, gas, flat tire, yeah, refueling, all of that. So not a paid advertisement, but if CAA wants to hit me up, go find us there and we'll do the good work for you there, CAA. I mean, a lot of people probably, it's Canadian, but there must be something similar in the United States with CAA. Of course, roadside assistance probably is CAA. All right, so just looking here, let's not be silly about what we're doing right here as we talk about roadside assistance with Sean, but we're right at the 200 period moving average for Palantir. That's an out. So we are getting out right now of PLTR. What a good morning it's been so far here as we still battle different positions now. Obi and I both in Tesla right now, QBTS and Palantir. We didn't, I mean, just because, look, we can't trade everything again every day. But that was a good move up there for GameStop, right? Look at it right now at the 200 period moving average, right back at pre-market levels. This could be a very good spot now, for GME to get your money back in. Nice move down, fall back. Again, no catalyst other than we know that they've got Bitcoin on the ledger. We're not sure how much. Bitcoin right now trying to break it. Look at that, exactly 110, 109.99.99 right there. Take a screen cap of that. But nice move back to the upside now on GME. Tesla finally coming back in a little bit. I only now have less than 5% of Tesla. So I'm just going to hold it until we crank through VWAP again, which is 352. We kept adjusting. Remember when we had this break, it was 347 because it was early. So we really needed to get those $3 levels to make that worth 1 to 1. And then we started to accelerate to that 2 to 1 level that we got up there as well at 356. So now let's just change our flow a little bit here. 352.50 will crank out of Tesla. The damage has already been put on the board with that stock. So we're going to go 352.48. That's going to be our stop out of 100% of it. We take that out, so now we don't have to worry, and we can look for a little bit more. But yeah, what's up, WC and everybody in the chat, man? We really do love GameStop there today. Obi, 2.3K, we're getting closer.
Oh boy, yeah. We got to get, I'm telling you, you got to have at least a 20-30% return on that. I think that's a pretty decent return, no? That's
Depends what you're trading a decent return, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Wow, look at that strength on the Nasdaq, man. That is absolutely aggressive there. Google pushing for some fresh highs there. Tesla as well. Nvidia about to break its highs. 135s coming in on the horizon. And that TQs level, we talked about that 70 mark. Pre-market highs coming in here on the TQs as well. And the spider maybe potentially coming in for a bit of a downtrend break, that short-term downtrend that we had in the pre-market session there, so potentially coming in. But yeah, NASDAQ, you can see distinctly different, very, very strong, pushing for its highs here. So yeah, big tech, definitely to the upside, Sean, as this market screams higher and higher. And I think Google definitely one that is leading the way, Tesla definitely one that is leading the way, and of course, Nvidia at its day highs as of right now as well. So hopefully you guys are riding on that momentum that is continuing off of that gap up that we had in the pre-market. Again, a little bit of dissipation of tensions, maybe if you want to call it that, giving us that little bit of a bid. So reasons to sell are kind of being questioned. The reasons that we sold off of are kind of being alleviated. So maybe we do catch a bid, and we're getting that follow through coming into the market as of right now.
Yeah, no, it's so far so good here today as we look and watch out for some of this back and forth action here. What about Amazon, AMZN, as we'll have a quick look here to see what's going on with this name, Amazon. Nice move to the high side. Fannie Mae is having some more actionable trades today, back and forth. I tried to put some trades on, but never really got filled. All the way up to 1150, back down into 1050 as Fannie Mae, they're looking to privatize or come public with this name. So some stories there on Fannie and Freddie. I just took a hit there on Freddie. I was trying to watch out for that. I actually went short, and then it ran me right there. I ran short. I thought I was breaking the 200 period right there. Sometimes we do talk a little bit about some of the work we're doing over there on the pink sheets, but it's not much. I was just trying to wait for some volume to pick back into some of these plays, right? And so right now, Fannie and Freddie definitely moving around a bit. So definitely something to watch out for there. What did Apple do at $2 today? So it didn't even get there. So I guess the answer to that question, Sean, is nothing. So we'll wait to see if it does get back up into that $200 marker. Again, like the levels that we're seeing here on Apple, but still nothing to look at yet. PDD, some of those Chinese plays that we had on our mind earlier. We could see if there's anything going on with these right now. As PDD, $98. Okay, so under 100. Maybe a little level break there could be something for PDD as well. Up to $100. Looking at that, nothing's really cranking on my scanners. I mean, the hot list right here, Nvidia. Oh, we can look at SOXL, but I mean, just where the market is, we're blasting higher right now. So Palantir 120. What does RCK QQKT right there. Rocket Pharmaceuticals trying to go back upside. So shout out to eSignal right now is giving us some of those trades. SoundHound up 13%. Xena up 38% on the board here. CoreWeave, that was the look. 120 for CoreWeave as that just keeps on blasting higher as well. So congratulations to anybody in the CoreWeave trade with us. But yeah, Tesla's still holding out higher, CRWV. Maybe that 120 is the top. I'm not sure, but CoreWeave right now definitely dancing with the devil if you're short. That name continues to rip higher.
Yeah, CoreWeave, again, we talked about that one. Did you take a look at the higher time frame on that one?
No, because it's such a new issue, right? Like,
yeah, it's like, here, we can...
Well, what would that show you?
But yeah, let's go to it did an IPO very recently, right? So it's like, yeah, so not like too recently, but definitely within the last year. So it IPO'd here on the 28th of March of this year. So you can see that aggressive kind of strength that we finally caught a bid. I had an anchored from the open there as well. We kind of reclaimed that in the beginning of May. And look at that high breakout, all-time high breakout, or what was the all-time high post-IPO, which kind of came in 4 days post-IPO, was around that $65 mark. And we blasted through that. CoreWeave definitely weaving its way into people's portfolios here, obviously with that expanding volume and that aggressive push. Definitely some strong sentiment being shown on this one here. And again, go to a shorter time frame, you can see it stepping up back to back over and over again right here. But yeah, pushing those fresh highs once again, 119.5 on CoreWeave, very, very strong. And you can see that volume coming in as well. So yeah, those highs were made with some decent relative volume here on last Thursday. We made some lower highs coming into the opening session last Thursday, and we get that strength kind of wiping all that back within the span of about 45 minutes here and pushing for some fresh highs. So yeah, question becomes, do we see that 120? It seems like VWAP has been the place to buy this one. As again, look at that clean hold of VWAP, not only just off of the open, but the only pullback we do have coming in, that's those sellers kind of met with buyers here at that VWAP there, and that buying kind of stepping right back in, pushing for some fresh highs as of right now on CoreWeave. So.
Yeah, okay. I was looking at US Steel. There's just some bouncing around here on letter X right now as that deal looks like it will go through at $55 per share. But right now, if you've ever entered into an order, even today maybe on Tesla, and the price you got filled is completely different from what you expected, well, that's called slippage. Slippage happens when you're trading on an old or underpowered computer and it costs traders a bundle. That's why our friends at EZ Trading Computers created the complete guide to trading computers. This guy shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader and to avoid slippage. Go ahead, make sure you scan that QR code right on your screen right now, or click the link in the description to get your free copy of this guide. Again, EZ Trading Computers. We want to thank them for putting that guide together and helping some of our viewers with their needs as far as that is concerned. So thank you, EZ Trading Computers, for all of that. All right, it hasn't been an easy day trading today unless you've been sort of long and really just stuck with them. Look at Palantir right now, going even higher right now through 127 as this market continues to kick, man. So nice move upside right now for PLTR up through 127 and getting going even higher and higher right now. QBTS has fallen out. So we just took another bid down here. Remember where our stop was going to be, 1725. If it breaks lower than that, we're going to get out. But okay, we just did you know, they're on QBTS, so we got another fill there. Let's offer some out at 56. Remember, our average price right now is just 45s, but this did come in to us a little quickly there on that drop off of VWAP. You never want to be faded out at VWAP and then go right back into day's low. But now that we see that, I'm thinking we could break a little bit. So that last little bid for us right there was at 40. So we get long at 40. I'm going to take out another bid here. Stop going down. All right, we'll take a 52 there. I'm actually at 53 as well. See if we can get a 53 fill. Looks like it wants to go a little bit lower. We're getting lighter and lighter on QBTS. I would love for this thing to rip back up, but a failure there at VWAP. And again, this is not, like I saw someone else before say there's like other streams right now where guys are up $100,000, $150,000. Like, that's not real trading. And if you want to to be the liquidity on people that are exiting against you. That's fine. There's other people out there that have gone, lawsuits dropped on them and this and that, and you guys can go look those things up. These are just real trades, like they're falling back into this level. I'm nervous about it, so I'm getting out, right? Like this Tesla trade is about as real as it gets. We write down here 350 long. We tell it to you before we actually enter the trade. We get into the trade and there it goes, right? This is $6.50 in the money right now and ripping higher. So these are real things. There's Palantir coming in again. This is a real $2.30 in the money. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm up 100 grand, 5 grand, 1 grand, $100. It doesn't matter. The idea is you're looking for these entries and exits, and hopefully we can talk about them and have a great time together doing that. So there it is, man. Palantir still ripping up to the hard side right now as well. So it's going to be good, man. There goes Tesla, a real 650 in the money. So it's starting to go higher. There goes QBTS, and this is what it's all about as well, Obi. There it goes to the downside. So we warned that this was a chance this could happen. So we get some out for profit. Then we lose on that last little bit. And it's not a loser. We take some out, get some out. That's it. So there it goes. QBTS, man, we put that in our pipe and smoked it today as well. But that is coming back down to the downside. SMR, I'm going to throw it back to you in 1 second. $32. Wow. I thought I was pretty smart when SMR was coming back down in. But there it goes, man. SMR, shaking my head at that one as that continues to go higher and higher as well. SMR, beautiful move. Now getting long on SMR down near those bottoms. Did DJT hold 23, OB? Yes, it did. That's another call right there at those levels. But so far it's Palantir and Tesla and QBTS for me today.
Yeah, again, when it comes to quantum, like I said before, I'm watching that IONQ. IONQ, again, decent flush right off of the open there. We got that reversion to VWAP. Now we're getting the reversion of the reversion here as we're coming back in to potentially come in and test those day lows coming in at 43.60s. That wick high coming at 46.52s. Opening price right there at 46.60. So a bit of a rejection of that opening price as of right now here on IONQ. Let's see if we can come back into some of these prior day levels as well. If we break current day low, prior day low all the way down at 41 and some change. So I don't know if we're going to get all the way down there here on IONQ, but again, a little bit of selling dominance, it would seem, right off of the open. And again, on a little bit of a bid that we got for the push into VWAP as well. But before we continue talking about that, let's see what Satya has to say.
Hello guys, so right now I'm just going to cover some notable small cap movers. So right now we have EDIT. This is blasting off from pre-market highs. So this is at $1.76, looking strong green candles. And then we have GYRE. It surpassed its previous day high from Friday, sorry. And so we do have a little bit of a wick here at $11.59, but hopefully we do hold at VWAP around $10.79. So look out for that as well. Then we also have XNet. This is not showing any sign of slowing down right now. It's at $6.26 and looking like it may go higher. And then we also have EJH on watch as well, currently at 22 cents and above the pre-market high, looking really strong there as well. And then the last look is ZENA, also looking pretty strong as well. Back to you.
All right, yeah, we did talk a little bit about that, Zena. Thank you so much there, Stay. Thank you for filling in for Adara. Adara back on Thursday, which is, it's like I keep thinking it's Monday, of course. Naturally, I feel like foolish not to think it was Monday, but it's Tuesday. So welcome, everybody. I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day. Obi, what's your favorite barbecue?
I don't know.
All right, well, that's
Brisket?
flopped. Okay.
Brisket counts.
Brisket? Yeah, of course. Brisket, me smoke that. You can throw that on the grill for a minute there as well. I'm going to go standard, just straight, and this is going to hit close to your heart as well, straight burgers.
Yeah.
I am like a huge loving making your own burger, man. You get the random toppings in there, man. You know what? I really like a nice crispy lettuce.
Okay, yeah.
Nice little
that's a game changer.
Yes, an iceberg, a little crispiness on there, or crispy onions. Also, you could throw on there.
Yeah.
Are you a cheese guy?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely cheese. It's got to have the cheese.
And a good quality bun, either potato bun or brioche. something like
do you
that.
Do you like
Or you can have
mushroom,
you can have a lettuce wrap as well.
Portobello mushroom in the burger. Some burgers, I think.
Oh yeah, Burgers Priest has what they call the option, which is does have a mushroom in, like that is with cheese.
Burger Priest is actually pretty good. I had some last.
Damn.
I had some last.
Try it again.
Damn.
That's right.
Is that like their slogan or something, or?
No, it's like from a song.
Oh, okay, true.
I was gonna say, that might be a Puff Daddy song. What the hell am I doing? I got to figure that out. Okay, so yeah, we're making everybody hungry. But Joe already, just to let everybody know, it was 8:45. He asked me what's for lunch.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna figure.
All right.
We're gonna get. I told him he's got. I told him he got to wait for that segment just a little bit. He got to wait a little bit. 109 and change right now for bit. We gonna turn that guy around, or you're just fluffing him up?
Fluffing him up.
I don't know, man. I want to get that bear.
This bid is pretty aggressive. I gotta let him know that bears are also around.
Yeah. Oh, U.S. Fabulous. Maybe a little bit old for you there, Fab. Right there. I like TI because you can have whatever you like.
I remember during again high school days, pretty funny. You know how TI used to wear his hat on the side? So that used to be me during sometime. I had a TI phase with the hat to the side during high school. That was,
you ever wear overalls backwards and all that kind of stuff, or is that just Brendan?
No,
that was Brendan. Okay. Yeah, with the one strap, you got to have those jean overalls.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Chris Cross will make you
jump.
Jump, yeah, twice.
There you go, jump.
Daddy Mac will make you
jump,
right. Chris Cross will make you
jump.
Right, exactly.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm getting it.
You're close. We're struggling, but we're close. Okay, so just quickly here, what's making me jump now is Tesla, because we just got a couple outs up here into 357. We told you we had less than 10% left. Now we have less than that. We're less than 5% right now on our Tesla position left, as we're just starting to, get out of a little bit of it. What the Big Bear AI. Yes, we are finally in the money now, Big Bear AI. What's up now, Big Bear? You guys know we were buying this at $5, $4, $3 until eventually now we are in the money. See, we trash talk it when we're in the money, but no, we've been talking about this for a while. We said to you it was a little bit of a play that we're trying to wait for. My target for this is 8, so we have a little ways to go here as Big Bear AI rears its ugly head today and gets bearish. And of course, it's bullish. This is the only name that we go opposite on right there as the biggest of the bears, the AI, the Big Bear AI. We also had SoundHound as well trying to make some moves up higher today. As AI, it looks like we lose a little bit of steam with quantum names today. We pick it up in uranium, and it looks like AI names starting to go off. Are we ready to go to Obi? Okay, yeah, go ahead, Obi.
Yeah, no, we've been showing you the homepage for Trade the Pool for a while now. But today we want to highlight a section of the site that you may have missed. And trust us, you'll want to check it out. It's Trade the Pool's video on demand library, and it's so much more than just content. It's a space built to help traders grow with real stories of funded traders, strategy breakdowns, hard lessons, and mindset tips that you can actually apply in your own trading. And there's more. The note feature allows you to save the most valuable takeaways from your videos so you can quickly revisit the exact moments that mattered. It's like your own personal bookmark. The best part, it's completely free. If you haven't explored it yet, now's the time. Head to tradethepool.com and click on the Video on Demand Library tab now.
That's kind of cool. I didn't realize they had that video replay. I mean, you're a big part of that, right? I mean, I see you all the time. You were one of the first, honestly, guys, to sit there after hours. It was always like, Obi, we need to turn the lights off. You're like, no, I'm sitting here, reviewing some of my trades, some of the patterns, some of the videos.
Recording tape, yeah. I was like, at the file transfer, I was like, I'm transferring my tape over. Because I would go home and I would rewatch the tape for the whole day and kind of just take notes. I would be like, okay, well, this is how the level held. This is how we consolidated. This is how the consolidation broke. I'd write the whole story of the price action on. It was more. It was a lot of the time. It was Amazon.
Yeah.
I would write the story of what happened like during the day as well, and I think I would go back and be like, all right, well, this is how the breakout happened. This is what that consolidation looked like. I don't know how much it really helped, but again, sometimes.
But you're literally the last one
muscle
here.
Memory.
You are the only and last one surviving. So I would say it helped.
There's definitely a luck involved.
So yeah, but you know what? I think in trading we need luck. You know, because not every single chart pattern is going to work for you every time. No. Where I think luck matters in trading is, do you have on the right position, the right amount of shares when that works for you? Because, you know, like we could talk about this Tesla trade, right? We had this trade 4 or 5 times. And now finally it starts to break higher. Well, I'd lost before when this had broken below. And is it luck or not? But now it's finally starting to go higher, and we're able to have on, again, that same kind of position that we've always had, taking advantage when it gets back up to the upside. I feel lucky to have some of these top ticks, which is why you try to take luck out of it and just stick with your plan. And if it hits some levels that you're thinking about, you and I both said 355 is going to be pretty key, 356, 357, which is why you're holding short against these levels. So this is what it's about, right? Luck is developed from preparation. It's like, you know, when you're playing sports, sure, it's lucky that you're able to, you know, get that 2-0 fastball and you saw it perfectly and hit it over the fence. But you got to get yourself into that position first to get that 2-0 fastball. You know, if you're not there at the plate, then you don't have that chance. If you swing for a bad pitch the first time around, then all of a sudden it's 0-1, you know, instead of 1-0. How this just changes your whole game completely. So you got to stay in your zone and make sure that you are, you know, waiting for all of these plays to happen. We're going to go through, I was just going to show some crypto, but I don't want to steal Satea's thunder. You know, she's well-versed in crypto, and that's going to be coming up very, very soon. Just want to tell you, Ethereum right now, 2660, up 4% right now, as Bitcoin just kind of chilling. I mean, I'll have a quick look at IBIT, because I see some people in the chat talking about it. We are going to have our crypto update in 1 minute and 5 seconds or so. Whenever Miss Satea is ready, we'll get to that, but that's not for a minute. So IBIT, yeah, pulling back into pre-market lows again. So not again for the first time, but back into these levels. So watch out to see if we can hold right now. We just bounced off of 110, sorry. Remember we saw 109.99.99, and that looked to be the most recent high right there. It did get to 10.7 in the pre-market, now fading out again. We do have a number coming out, Texas manufacturing. I don't know. I mean, I think Texas manufacturing is getting higher and higher with Elon there in Austin, so we'll figure out where that goes. But right now, we're just waiting for the market right here to do something. And I think the next leg to drop will be crypto. So let's go find out what Satea has been up to over there with our Crypto Minute.
What's up, everybody? I'm giving you this crypto update. So right now, we're just going to head into Bitcoin first. I'm looking at these dip buy liquidity zones where these green rectangles are. So here around this 106,000 to around 107,000 to 106,000. I'm looking for a potential dip buy in that range for the continuation of the uptrend. If we can't hold that $106,000, $107,000 mark, then I'm looking for a dip buy opportunity at that $100,000 mark, because that is a key pivotal level, and I still stand by that as well. So if we don't hold 106, 107,000, then I would wait for that dip buy opportunity at 100,000. And then looking at Ethereum as well, we had Ethereum that made a wick today at 2,682. I still think it's a little bit high for today. I would look for a dip buy opportunity around that 2,613, 2,600 level. And then if we can't hold that level, I'm looking for a dip buy opportunity around 2,585. Back to you.
25.85. Okay, well, remember that 25.85. So thank you, Satea, for all of that. All right, man, I've been talking way too long. Anything popping off for you right now?
Yeah, the only thing popping off right now is Tesla, man. So yeah, that long idea that I had definitely coming in pretty strong there, and PDD as well, also on watch. I know you guys know that I'm watching this one all the way back to 100, got up to 101 there on that push. Look at that stacked bid on top of the 100 as of right now, over 500-600 lots there sitting on the bid at that 100 mark. So let's see. Oh boy, look at that, just slapped through that bid right there. All of those lots taken out into the bid and then trading down at 99.70s as of right now. So aggressive.
Oh, PDD. Yep.
So yeah, so nice little 100 action there on PDD. We did get up to 101s there on that little bit of push back up. But again, looking at the higher time frame, don't forget this is earnings day one on PDD. So when we pull it up, you can see that, again, we kind of gapped down pretty aggressively already. Selling coming in off of that earnings report, bids up into the open, and for a decent chunk of the opening session as well, but finally catching a little bit of selling back into that 100 mark. But again, we talked about that anchored VWAP maybe potentially being a little bit of a level of interest. It rejects it off of the open. Look at this consolidation, man. This consolidation is pretty interesting. A whole 15-minute consolidation just at that anchored VWAP, and then breaks out through that opening range high for an explosive push through that 100 mark, all the way up to 101s. Catching a little bit of relief. Let's see if that 99.17, that's where that anchored VWAP is sitting at. Let's see if we see any sort of participation there for a potential continuation on PDD. But yeah, a lot of names on watch today. Earnings definitely ones to watch out for. There were a couple other names on my earnings board as well that I had an eye out for. Take a quick look at that one as well. So I had Intuit, Workday, and PDD. So those were the three basically the three kind of tickers I had on watch today. And let's take a quick look at a couple of those there. So Workday and Intuit. Let's take a quick look and see what those have been up to, and if they're doing what I was looking for. So Workday, absolutely not. I was looking for that prior day low, that a strong kind of selling that we saw all day on day one earnings to kind of step right back in and take us through that day one low. That did not happen, so that's off the table for me. And then INTU, Intuit, what are you up to? Intuit, again, strong range, I would say. Nice little price compression on day one. So all I was looking for today was looking for that range break to come in. We did kind of attempt to push that range high right off of the open, consolidating above the end of day range from day one. And then now we're pushing back up towards those highs, 735.77 current day high as of right now, printing on Intuit. So let's see if we get that continuation. So that's what I'm looking for here, continuation of that earnings report here on Intuit. It seems like there is currently, as of right now, a little bit of follow through as we are kind of consolidating a little bit higher here. PDD, wow, that 100 is holding as of right now. Nasdaq, let's see how much time is left for this 15-minute candle to print. We got about 10 minutes left, so a decent chunk of time there. And we've seen that since that wick, since that bottom wick first 15-minute candle, that buying has stepped in and continued to come in over the past 3 or 4 candles now on the 15-minute chart on these markets. So very, very strong bid coming in, and that sentiment reflected on a lot of these Mag 7 names as well. So.
We'll give
watching that.
Yeah, we'll give some up here. We have a new position right now, and it's funny because IBIT, as soon as we grabbed this position, went 10 cents in the money. Oops, that's still Tesla. Here it is right here, IBIT. So we grabbed this. It went immediately 10 cents in the money as we broke into red right there for IBIT, and right now it is having a nice move a little bit higher. Let me just, I don't want to necessarily stop out right at this level. I was thinking about maybe 60. I mean, that's 62.30. We'll try to average into it. We're okay being wrong on this. We never, I mean, you know, don't ever like being wrong on anything, but right now I don't mind looking at IBIT right now fading off of 110. I mean, listening to what Satya had said, maybe there is a little bit of downside push here happening in the market, and we're ready to get out if it does break. So we just put our stop in there at 62.30, just where we sort of fell off that cliff there. Normally we do short the midday trade, the pre-market lows right there. So that's where that break was. I'm not as convinced on this as trading equity, right? I mean, you know, some of these names, Bitcoin doesn't really care where IBIT was in the pre-market. So I'm very cautious of that. I'm more using, we have VWAP, we have the 50-period moving average that should play a little bit. So I'm just hoping that we're not in too much trouble by the time this gets all the way down there. So that's just a little bit of a play that I'm looking at right now with IBIT. But how you can also find all this stuff out is through eSignal. So if you do scan that QR code on your screen right now, then you'll be able to, yeah, Ozan's scanning this right now for sure. But Ozan, I think you can only get one free try, so try it out there again, my guy. But scan it right now. Look, I already showed you the hot lists. It gave us that Xena. It gave us Big Bear AI. It's giving us Rigetti right now, SMR, IonQ. You can chart over 500 symbols. You can have your own list of over 500 symbols as well, plus the curated lists, wider range of tools, over 50 plus brokers you can sign up with right now. You can get uranium lists, like anything like that, man. We love eSignal. And then we also talked, I mean, I don't love IBIT right now, it's going higher against me here, but we really like eSignal for the fact that you can set up all of your own little scanners, reports, so on and so forth. So make sure you do grab eSignal right there on us, the first month free. Just tell them you're from Trader TV Live, and how you can do that is by scanning the QR code that you see on your screen right now. And it's the live, I sort of got tongue twisted there, it's the live back testing. That's important. We talked about that with Obi, said burning that midnight oil there and making sure that you do double check all of your trades on eSignal. I mean, the last thing you want to do, Obi, is back test against bad data. So that would be not a great idea. But okay, here comes Tesla back in.
I like forward testing a little bit more than back testing.
Yeah, just you mean by like looking for like what that
just
the next
keeping track of things as they happen, and then just being like, okay, this has worked in the recent past, so kind of just keeping track of that.
Yep,
right?
I'm down with that. Just quick before we go back over there. Right now, Palantir. We're just stair-stepping this out as we go, okay? So we're going to be very, very careful with it, but PLTR, again, like the stock, just not really blasting off, so we're getting lighter and lighter on all of these positions. Oh, and then a Tesla, because I know you might talk about this. My stop right now is 354, kind of in between VWAP and in between the 50-period moving average. A break right there is good enough for me, a break through 54. I think we could probably watch VWAP. Let's change that right now, actually. I'm going to cancel this and put it right at VWAP. Right now, even though I know it's going to change, VWAP is 350. Let's go to 350, 350, okay? 353.48. If that breaks, there we go. This is a key that we have here at Real Trading. Gets us out of 100% of our trades. Or you can tab it down 50. See here, I'll do it for you. 50%, 75%. It's not that fluid. It just gives you those four options. But I'm going to do 100% right there out if we do break. And we are very close, man, to taking our first real L. On the day here. It would be our first L, actually, and that is IBIT. So it stair-stepped up, you know, again, to have had that crystal ball and say, let's wait to see a back test of that pre-market break. That would have been some sort of intuition, but we average it in. We're short right now at 0.8. So I think I'll put a bid out around 10 for 20% or so, just because, again, like haven't really tested too much on IBIT and how that reacts right now to the Nasdaq. So we'll get out. It looks like it does want to maybe take a move back to 110. And if it does that, then we need not be in it, right? So yeah, so far so good there on IBIT as it's trying to come back in. So just climbing now. We'll have to watch out for it. IBIT moving around a lot here, Obi.
Yeah, man. I think again, crypto is definitely kind of pushing or pulling the markets around as well with that aggressive strength that we've been seeing. Again, you can see the Nasdaq is distinctly stronger than that of the ES action there. You can see that it kind of came in and broke its overnight session highs there, and ES is still kind of on its way to do that. Don't know if it's going to happen or not, but again, the bid is coming in pretty aggressively as of right now. But let's see what's going on with all these sectors with Satay.
Some notable sectors on watch today will be the technologies sector, significantly green today. Microsoft at 1.72% up today. Oracle up 3.75%. Palantir up 2.68%. And then Crowd up 3.52%. So those are looking really good. And then we have semiconductors. This is something to look on watch because we do have Nvidia earnings coming out on Wednesday after the bell, so on May 28th. So Nvidia is currently up 2.97%. AVGO up 2.54%. AMD up 3.86%. And also notably MCHP up 4.36%. And ON up 4.7%. So keeping watch on that. And then as well as the financial sector, we did have Bank of Nova Scotia. They came out with earnings before the bell today. And then we do also have BMO coming out with earnings on Wednesday as well. So the financial sector looking pretty green right now. Back to you.
Thank you, Sataya. Great job there. Look at, I didn't even notice this, Shreve. Did you notice? Did you notice Canadian banks? Holy crap, look at my chart right here. Look at TD, or this is BNS. But this is like huge, man. They're loving Carney, I guess. They're loving everything right now. Canadian banks. I know U.S. banks have been doing something similar, but there it is, man. That's BNS, what we just went through right there. Here's TD Bank. TD Bank went through like some things, man. They had some, they lost some of their licenses to operate there, I believe, in the U.S., or at least got them delayed a little bit. TD Bank rip city right now. This is a daily chart for these Canadian banks. Oh boy, are we really extended right now on some of these names. So congratulations, anybody that's ridden these banks up. They look, I mean, look, JP Morgan and everybody else also looking pretty healthy. The bank sector seems to be cruising right now. Oh man, IBIT was, I almost got out for flat there on IBIT, by the way. That's Fannie Mae. Maybe we'll talk about that if Jeff comes through. But IBIT just went right back into 13s and now looking to go higher. Looks like we're going to get stopped out of this, man. On a break of 30, we're out of IBIT. So this will be our first. And again, you know, I always get people message me on Twitter like, where are the L's? And it's just like, they're here all the time. Like, this is another possible L here for IBIT, but it's a big dub here. We talked about this trade. It's a big win here on QBTS. Palantir is still sweet, and we're less than 10% on all of these, and that's it. And then we have IBIT, right? And we have some trades in FMCC and FNMA, but other than that, man, nothing else cracking out for me right now. All right, so here it goes. IBIT, hands off, hands up in the air, and wave them like you just don't care, because we're going to wave bye-bye to this trade once it breaks 62.30. Right now, IBIT looking to break out again. I didn't think we were going to get back up to here, so we took the shot, and right now, shots fired and missed on IBIT.
Yeah, solid stuff there, Sean. Market taking a wee bit of a pullback here. PDD coming back into that 101. So again, we talked about that anchored VWAP potentially coming in. Guess what? That anchored VWAP did come in. It was respected off of the open as a resistance. It was respected a little bit off of a little bit later there off that consolidation, and then on that pullback once again, that prior kind of that opening range high also respected once again. So we talked about a little bit of indicator respect last I think it was last week, or maybe the last time I was on, just kind of giving precedent to the indicators that are showing you that they're working, right? It's like, all right, well, the anchored VWAP kind of showed you that it was working off of the open there, and that's coming in once again potentially here off of confluencing with that 100 level hold as well here on PDD. So definitely one to watch out for. PDD as the market comes in with that strength coming into this 11 o'clock hour. Only about 1 minute left, 30 seconds left for this 15-minute candle to print. But I'm going to stay patient. I'm going to be patient here for a potential VWAP test here on Tesla. VWAP all the way down at 353, so about 3 points lower here on Tesla. No idea if we're going to get all the way down there. On my P Pro, I have my VWAP here at 353 halves, just above that 353 halves. So let's see, but that 355, again, a little bit of a key area. That's prior week high. What I'm looking for is if we do actually sustain. As of right now, we've gotten a couple, I guess, a couple 15-minute candles above that 355, so holding, sustaining above prior week high. But again, let's see if we actually hold it in a distinct way when the market, or if and when the market does pull back off of this strength that we've gotten off of the open. Will that 355 continue to hold? That's the question that I'm asking. When the market is weak, does Tesla sustain above that prior high at 355? That can definitely show me or give me a bit of information that I might be looking for here. But that 355 potentially coming in, 355 halves trading as of right now. This new 15-minute candle before the 11 o'clock hour coming in with a little bit of a chop here. You can see, again, opening higher there. So let's see if we get that continuation. We've been making higher highs, higher lows, and holding prior bar low on the 15-minute here on the futures. So looking for that to crack. Tesla kind of broke its 15-minute prior bar, but again, let's see if that bid is actually slowed down or left the book, or actually just slowed down for the time being. Futures though, Sean, absolutely aggressive. We're continuing to make some fresh highs. So Nvidia still very strong. Amazon is now strong, and yeah, Spider pushing for those pre-market highs.
Wow, Nvidia is taking out highs.
Oh boy.
135.50. I was just going to look at the TQQs right here. We got out of some more Palantir, but wow, nice move up there for TQs. Just trying to base out right now, right, and try to break that high. So that's probably a great take, $70.19. What does this look like up here? We've already broken through right here, 68.75. We did like a dip buy into 67.50. We never got that. That's where, again, the 200 period moving average is not going to play, but that's where it is down there. I was hoping that we'd get that little bit of a dip, but we did not. 68.75. What about that break right there? You go back all the way here. What day is this? This is May the 21st, right into here where we had sort of been, and then we ripped up before coming back in. So if we have a top today, it might be in and around $72 for a potential top there in TQQs. All right, man. It just happened as we, I guess, threw it over to you, or maybe went, I can't remember, but there it is. There's the break down for IBIT. The short is probably at some of these levels where we had talked about, but we had gotten in that one a little bit too early. So there goes IBIT, man, our fail stock there of the day, which is fine. I mean, you're going to have some of those on board for sure. I'm debating punching this long on the Nasdaq now. Well up, look at the 50 period moving average, continue to hold here for the Nasdaq. It's just a matter of, do you like an Nvidia better? Do you like some of those other names better for the long, or do we even need punching anything right now as we're really barcoding? So you'd hate to punch that top and then have to get out at the bottom and then only for it to rip back up again. And what we mean by barcoding is like this, where it's up and down, up and down. It gets to the highs, back to the lows, back to the highs, back to the lows, sort of. And just trying to now base out, maybe form a little bit of a flag here and then break through that top shelf. So that'd be $70.20. I'm going to take that using maybe the 69.95 or so as our base. Let's see if we can get this to go, not get it to go, but see if it wants to go. A nice break through the top here on the TQs to hold fort the rest of the day. The Nasdaq's already up 2%. Let's see if it can work. And here it goes right now, Obi. So I'm going to try it. $70. The recent high is 70.20. So let's go and see if we can get higher right now. $70.23. A nice little break long. See what happens right now on this play through the high of the day. At 10:48, seems a little sketchy, but momentum's here, man. All the names that we want to see working are working if the Nasdaq's going to go, including Nvidia. We had SOXL written down. Obviously, we don't have that long either. Let's see what AMD is doing right now. Yeah, okay. I mean, they're all just so nice. I expect to see this when we do come through. The other one was DJT. Let's have a quick check back on that. Remember, I'm going to go long if the TQs takes the high of the day, right? So, okay, DJT again giving you, nope. DJT again giving us this level of 23.50 again right now. So I don't know if we like this, man. Bouncing off VWAP, didn't even get there. Now respecting the 50 period. DJT right now, Donald John Trump Truth Social, starting to go to the low side there. GameStop was real excited early, Obi, and pretty good late too, man. Look at that hold of the 200 period. So good little level there for GameStop. Nice fade in the TQ. So for now, we're not long as it's pulling back right into $70 again. That could be a decent spot. $70 for a buy. Maybe we do that and then we see if we pop. But right now, fading out a little bit comes the market. Probably great for Tesla. We're almost, remember where our stop is on Tesla? If we break 354, that's going to be roughly where VWAP is. So we're watching out for that. I actually, right now, I have 2% left of this Tesla trade. So I'm hoping, honestly, that it breaks lower. I mean, I would like to see Obi catch this one on the downside. So good look over there. But here comes the TQs helping your trade out, man. So so far, so good there. It's 10:50. We will have money talks, I guess, coming up soon if we're going to do that segment. I don't even hear you in my ear. So, all right, let's go over to the desk then for money talks. I lost.
So hello, welcome. So we are going to get into the DXY. So right now we are pumping 65 cents off of the lows. So today the lows was currently at 98.85, and then now we're currently at around $99.50. One thing that you should be aware of is the fact that we are approaching this rejection level on the higher time frame. So as we approach that 99.60 mark, we are approaching a potential rejection level. So just be aware of that. Back to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you were talking about oh, I've looked at BBAI. Yeah, no worries about that one. Right there, we're finally back in the money on that Big Bear AI. Sharif just mentioning that. Oh yeah. My target is $8. Price target 8. I'm serious on Big Bear AI. All right, Obi, let's take care of something.
Are you looking for unbeatable odds on the biggest games? Switch to ProfitX peer-to-peer platform where you set the price, no more one-size-fits-all lines. It's like crafting your own picking strategy with real-time trading tools. Secure the best odds, track the action, and watch your plays come alive. Experience, excuse me, secure the best odds, track the action, and watch your plays come alive. Experience total control at every step. ProfitX, sports playing reimagined. Users can use the code TraderTV, all caps, to get our sign-up offer of 2% cash back up to $300 on ProfitX.
I see what Andre did there, man. He's trying to like twist you up there. I should be the one doing the sports ones. You know what I mean? But thanks, Andre, for that, and great job over there for Obi. So we're going to get into TQs, man. If we break down below 80s, we're out. Okay, let's just see if the Nasdaq wants to hold some of these highs. We're going to try this one for just a minute. But we got excited there because the man to my left thought we were doing a certain segment, but that segment is happening right now. It's what's for lunch. All right, Joe. Joe, it's time to focus. Okay, he's focused. He's staring at the screen right now as we go. All right, I've said this many times before, and I thought it's been pretty popular around here again. So it's a little Italian flair one more time here today. So Joe, I don't know if you're going to be happy with this one, but we have written down here beef bolognese with a little bit of pasta, a little penne coming through there. Okay, with some seasoned veg and Caesar salad. So Joe giving the approval there. So it is beef bolognese. So that's not too bad. I like that. I like to make my own little beef bolognese there. Pretty easy. Grab it. You can go with the trifecta, the lamb. Because it's beef, it's different. But a bolognese, you got a lamb, pork, like a meatball. Lamb, pork, and beef. All mixed into one.
Triple threat.
So right now, there is no lamb sauce there, my guy. When it's lamb, we will get lamb sauce. What is that, a meme? What is that from?
It's a meme from Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, okay.
He's like in the kitchen, he just yells out, "Where is the lamb sauce? Where's the lamb sauce?" Okay,
I'm not going to say. See, don't ever say that again in my ear, Fabia, because then I'm going to drop some F-bombs live here as I do some impressions. Okay, but
it's not Hell's Kitchen. But we're definitely cooking up a storm.
This is Trader's Kitchen right now, not Hell's Kitchen, because we don't yell at anybody. We don't swear. We don't like berate people around here. There it goes right now. There goes the TQs.
Those were the good old days.
Yeah, those were the good old days, and we had
trading floor.
We had that happen.
Yeah.
To someone around here. But there it goes. TQs again, nicely bought there, up to the upside. Look, man, we'll take 10 cents. I'm waiting for a lot more. That's 5% out. Let's see if we break higher there. We are waiting for 70 to drop through right there on the TQQ. So let's wait to see, man. We've got Tesla, Palantir, very, very light. Both of these positions. You know what? I might as well just get out of Palantir. I don't know. We're already long the Qs. I'm just going to get this out right here at 50s. Bounce back in. We'll take that profit there. It's about 70 cents on a small piece left. The only thing we're rocking with right now is Tesla and then the Qs, right, which is trying to fall back in. This trade's going to come out if we drop back through here. So all good on the front side of this trade. Let's just wait to see what happens if we do backside test down here at 69.90. That's my next bid. So we're waiting for some at 70 flat and then 69.90. And then we're going to drop that out at $68.80. If we break through that, we're going to be out of that. So those of you asking about Adara, she's back on Thursday. We have Satya filling in right now, dropping some of the news stories into our ears and on our screen. So get ready for more news as we come through. Just a quick look at some of the trades that we've had today. QBTS, what a great one down there to $17. Watch out now. This could be a good buy area, right? We bounced off of 17 there. That's where it took off. We came back in, bounced off 17.25, which we tested, didn't work. Upside. Watch out for QBTS right there, making some moves. SMR was last $33, still $33. SMR continues to be an absolute monster there to the upside. And then GameStop and AMC both kicking today as well. Is it finally going down, Tesla? Good. Join the the Midday guys here, and they'll be talking all about many of these names. AMC, GameStop, SoundHound, the biggest of the bears, AI. Wow, yeah, okay, this is even higher, Sharif, my bad, than I last saw this. You did, yeah. When you said 20%, I thought it was 420. We had last looked at it at 420 right there. Now 440 for Big Bear AI. We like that one, man. So NVTS, Big Bear, they're all going to be talked about live with the guys there. So getting ready to rock and roll, man. Good day so far, Obi. Nice hold there. I know you've only been in literally one trade all day, or one name all day.
That's all it takes.
2 ideas. That's all it takes. That's what I was going to get at. You know, trade your book, man. I've been in only 4 trades today. And yeah, that's a great one there with Tesla. Let's see if it fades back out.
I think I always like to use Warren Buffett always says.
Yeah, let's go.
It's like diversification doesn't make sense if you know what you're doing.
Right, I agree.
Right? So it's like.
That's why sometimes I look over Neil's in 10 positions sometimes, which is fine.
No, that's fine.
Understand what
that's
positions
part of
you're
your
in.
playbook.
Yeah.
That's like that's more than fine. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that my attention span can only expand so much.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, if I'm going to exercise my abilities on a given idea or a trade, I want to put my all into it. And that's why you'll see me more often than not only trade just a handful of tickers, 1 or 2 most days at most. But yeah. I think that's a.
So then we only have 3 minutes left. So what kept you? By the way, hit that like and subscribe, guys. We need. It's only 2.4K. We have 8,200 watching. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do it ASAP. So what kept you in that? Was there something on the chart? Was there anything? Obviously, there's something on the chart.
I think it's just a higher time frame move. All I'm looking for is like, all right, we got that strength, we got that push. I'm seeing almost everything I want to see perfectly for a push to take inventory through the 350 for a push of that prior week high on the 355. And then we go to 357s and kind of the bid kind of started already to dissipate at like 56s. So I'm like, all right, I want to start indulging in this to see if we actually hold that 355 prior week high, because I think that there's definitely going to be a lot of participation around there. And look at that, we did revert back to that price there. 355 is currently trading as of right now with that market tailwind, with a little bit of a pullback happening, prior bar low break on the 15-minute chart, which we haven't seen since the opening. So we're getting a little bit of a confluence of factors. So let's see if we can hold and sustain above this 355. I'm looking at VWAP as well. Remember, all morning, VWAP was where buyers were. VWAP over and over again, off of the open and the first pullback that we had on top of that 351. VWAP absolutely strong. Let's see if those participants continue to do more of the same when we get back down to VWAP at 350, 320. If we get down there, only about a 1.5 away. Now, are buyers going to step back in and play some defense there on top of VWAP? That's the question that I'm asking. But at the end of the day, I just like the reversion, and I'm just taking the reversion back to VWAP. No idea if it's going to get all the way down to VWAP, but like I said, this 55 is going to be interesting. I'm watching it. It's consolidating. It's chopping around here, and the market's pulling back a little bit here as well. So just going to be patient and see what it does at 355. I have no idea what the sticker's going to do, man.
Yeah, no, good level, good taking, good talk right there. So we want to say thank you to everybody for watching today. People saying SMC. So we're averaging into the Qs. I mean, we could have 2 trades here where we wind up getting hit on because the market is falling out. And again, I was playing the long. I thought strong market. We almost broke the top, and it's a good thing we didn't do that. But here's the fade right back into these levels that are coming into play again. So this was something that we had looked at always for the Nasdaq, right? Back into past support. So resistance turning into support. So if it doesn't hold, it doesn't hold, and we're gone. Our long currently right now, we're only out 7 cents, which is fine for us right now. And our dropout is through 80s. So we almost got stopped out right there on this move back in for the TQQs. So we're gonna be very, very careful right now on that move, right? And so watch out there on this coming out. All right, so that's going to be that play. It is now 11 o'clock. Let's go Obi. Let's go everything. Right, there's the TQs. Right back into the money again. Sorry, yeah, let's go Tesla too. We're going to try to get some more. Give me some there. Okay, we get some 97s. We're going to cruise a little bit higher. Now, give me those 99s. We're at 99 as well. So far, so good here on the TQs. Thank you, Obi. Good day today, man. Make sure you join me back at 2 p.m. with this guy. We'll see what settles down with Tesla. We'll see what settles down with the futures. But we're going to go over. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Andre, Satea, everybody, Brendan this morning as well. Ciao for now. We'll catch you back at 2 p.m. It's Midday Mayhem with the 2 guys to my left.
Yeah.
Oh, get it, Donald.
Boom!
Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That's your boy Joey Options, and I am Sharif. Yes, here we go. World's greatest.